Yes, it's GamesMaster Series 6. Dom's been a nuisance in hell and he's pottered about in heaven, so what's next on the agenda? The sea! I guess the ethereal realm was getting a bit too samey, but it does make for a rather nice set that also isn't lit particularly well. And Dominic Diamond appears to have been replaced with a finger puppet of himself somehow.
Teresa and Leanne are my two mermaid helpers for this series. Good evening, ladies.
Hi.
What are you looking forward to the most about this series?
What I'm looking forward to mainly is seeing all the smiling faces on the children around. I'm looking forward to the violent games where people chop people's heads off.
Why mermaids, I hear you ask? Well, observant people who pay close attention to expensive opening title sequences may have sussed we are in Atlantis.
Oh, this is Atlantis. It's not quite as grandiose as I was expecting, but fair enough. Still, straight over to the news, and the Ultra 64 finally has a name we'll remember.
Yes, the biggest news since we were last on air has been the Japanese and American release of the Nintendo 64. The most powerful games console yet produced has been selling many units since its launch, but unfortunately for us, Europe seems to come rather low on Nintendo's priorities.
I still haven't forgiven them for not releasing Super Mario RPG on the SNES over here after seeing it smothered across all the magazines. I'm a bitter man.
Only 3 games are available as yet, but there are plenty more in the pipeline. Competing with Virtua Fighter and Tekken is Killer Instinct Gold, an update of the Killer Instinct 2 arcade machine featuring up to 90 hit combos. Also from Rare is Blast Core, which is a get in heavy machinery and demolish everything type situation. The first Doomstar shoot-'em-up will be Turok Dinosaur Hunter, which bizarrely enough involves hunting dinosaurs and bearing the name of Turok. From Nintendo itself come 3 updates on some old classics. Star Fox 64.
So, I'm not a big fan of the N64 at all, but Star Fox 64 was incredible, and I feel like they don't understand how they made it that good, so they've fumbled the ball ever since. The first challenge of the day is Mario 64. No, it's not that challenge yet. Don't blow your load. The contestants have 3 minutes to do a thing I wasn't listening to.
First, my hapless contestant must negotiate the formidable platform perils of the final level in which nerves of steel are required, if he to avoid falling to his doom.
So, please welcome our first contestant of the series, Mr. Nathan Souch.
I know this is supposed to be underwater, but this man has the wettest hair I've ever seen.
Young man, I do like your apparel. What kind of message are you trying to give us about Nathan Souch with that outfit?
Look at me, love me, adore me.
Nathan, if you'd like to go and sit down, and I will go up to the co-commentary box. This series, he is plain old Kirk Ewing from Viz. Congratulations on getting employment, Kirk.
Thank you very much. Let's hope it lasts.
Okay, now Mario, the possessor of a very fine moustache.
Indeed.
Kirk, how important is facial hair in the 90s?
Well, facial hair is very important in the 90s, and of course Mario is sporting a fine moustache, as popularised by David Seaman.
And many of our nation's police force.
Yes.
Okay, Kirk, the first part of this challenge, platform-orientated. What tips can you give Nathan?
Well, this is the platform game of the moment. The best tip I can give him at the moment is to try and use the camera well so that you can see round the various platforms, because it can be a bit tricky in the perspective, and you obviously want to see where you're going.
I mean, putting it like that, the future sounds a bit boring, doesn't it? What's cool about your new game, Nintendo? Well, you have to make sure the camera's positioned correctly so you can always be aware of your surroundings. Oh, awesome. Do you also get to kill stuff with big guns? No, you can only kill things by jumping on them, which you'll only be able to do if you carefully position the camera so that you can see where you are and where the enemies are at any given time.
Action straight onto the checkered platforms. You notice he turned the camera right away there.
Oh, absolutely classic camera work there.
Yep.
Now, don't tell me it's some more revolving platforms, Scott.
You've got it. Some more checkered revolving platforms, this time revolving. And, and yeah, another set. Yep, this is just what we expect.
He's been going for 1 minute 40 seconds. In the horizon there, you can see the green pipe. That's what he's got to get down, Cut. What's this little...
This is sort of wind blowing towards him. A very interesting, expensive particle system they're using here. But he's got to just get down the green pipe, and that's the first part.
152, 153, and he's through the pipe.
Well, he makes it into the pipe, which I guess is what he was supposed to do, as everyone looks very happy about it. So let's pause it there and check out some reviews. First up, it's Wave Race 64.
The three main...
Rick, what's happened to you between seasons? You look like you rent an attic and spend 10 hours a day lathering yourself up in paint before throwing yourself at a canvas. I've never seen someone who can make another man vegan just by their aura alone.
And then there's finally Time Attack, where you just basically race around any set course just to beat your own lap time.
Problem is, there's not so much of a feeling that you must break all your lap times.
Oi, where's Perry? Who's Ed Lomas? Why does Ed Lomas sound like a pseudonym? Dave, is that you? Is it? It's not you. Where's my Dave? Where's my poor sweet Dave? 85%, whatever, don't care, because it's Pilot Wings 64 time, which is basically Wave Race, but with sky instead of waves.
As with the original Super Nintendo Pilot Wings, the idea of Pilot Wings 64 is to complete Pilot Wings 64.
The problem I have with Pilot Wings N64, though, is the graphics themselves. They're not very good, not in comparison with other N64 games. But the graphics is so superb and so engrossing that it really doesn't matter.
80% crime. A quick look at the internet next, which Dom apparently has to advertise without calling it a load of old shit for once, because Channel 4 clearly want to have the monopoly on tiny QuickTime video trailers.
Okay, once a week on the show, I like to meet someone who I've always wanted to meet.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Once a week on the show, I like to meet someone who I've always wanted to meet.
You like to meet someone you've always wanted to meet?
On the show, I like to meet someone who I've always wanted to meet.
I like to meet someone I've always wanted to meet. Is that what he said?
Yeah, once a week on the show, I like to meet someone who I've always wanted to meet. I like to meet someone. I like to meet someone. Someone who I've always wanted to meet.
That might be the stupidest sentence I've ever heard. Let's check out the next game. It's just Wave Race 64 again, but this time it's called Aquajet, and it features a 3D boat hull that can sometimes look concave instead of convex, and vice versa, depending on whether your eyes are working properly or not.
It gives me especially great pleasure to introduce today's guest, because I feel like I've grown up with this woman from when I was a very, very young man.
Dom, what's happening with your words? You're losing your thread, or we're only on episode 1.
Sam Fox!
Absolutely no idea how they've managed to make Sam Fox look like that early footage of Bigfoot. What is happening?
I want to talk about the singing. You are huge all over the world. Where are you biggest?
I would say America is probably my biggest market.
Yeah.
Japan.
Wait, was Sam Fox that big in America? I mean, Japan, sure. I feel like the Japanese will accept anyone if you simply say, hey, Japan, this is from England and people over there really like it. You should like it. They're a very amiable country. But America would have 20 Sam Foxes per square metre. They don't need to import another one.
Do you have to translate the names of your singles in different countries?
In some cases, with certain records I do, for certain territories I do the choruses in their language, like in French, or even sometimes I've attempted Japanese. So,
Do you want to give us a bust of any of those?
well, I know like konnichiwa, which is hello.
Hello.
Fucking hell, Sam, we better stop now before you blow us away with your tsunami of knowledge.
Welcome back to GamesMaster. Well, for years I've been trying to make her come. Sam Fox.
Okay, I know Series 1 was full of cock jokes, but that might be the most blatant naughtiness I've seen for a while. You couldn't even call it an innuendo, it was more on the nose than Dom's stash. He was flying close to the sun, as it were. Maybe I should make this Dominic Diamond flying close to the sun counter, and then put a big 1 on it. Should I do that? Will they get used again? It doesn't matter, I've already made it.
Sam has to get round 1 lap before her allotted time runs out. Best of luck, Sam. Off you go. Ready? Okay, we can see the time at the top of the screen, 34 seconds left. There will be time extensions as Sam gets through various stages in the course. Top left-hand corner, you can see a map, and that details how far in the course she is. She's doing a good start, she's up to 10th place, but we're not worried about the placings there. We're just going to see a nice smooth ride.
Look, I've got to be honest, even Derek from Funland can't make this interesting to watch. I feel like they just put Sam Fox on this game because they were hoping she'd bounce up and down, but she's not wearing the appropriate bouncing up and down clothes for 90s television, so everyone's just sort of waiting for it to finish. Me included.
I think it's just round this turn, then the left-hander, I think it's going to do it, but the time's ticking away. 5 seconds left. 4, 3, it's going to be very close. 2, 1, there's the finishing line. She just does it. With literally no time left, Sam Fox does the challenge. That is one of the closest challenges we've ever had on any series of GamesMaster. Tell us how it felt then, going round wielding this huge big machine.
Okay, look, Dom is definitely back on the innuendo game, so fuck it. This counter is now also a meter, and we're going to count the innuendos, and Dom's distance from the sun is how blatant or rude that particular innuendo was. This is the most innovative counting method I've ever devised, and I, for one, am very excited to potentially sit here explaining all of this, only for Dominic to just stop using innuendos for the rest of the series.
Well, actually, it's very realistic, I must say. It's very close to the real thing.
What about when you were coming near the end? Were you worried at any point you weren't going to do it?
Yeah, with the big jump, when I went under the water, I was kind of thinking, well, how am I going to get out of this? But I lifted the thing up, I don't know what it's called, the handlebar.
Things fine, handlebars.
And
it would be easy to make fun of Sam there for not remembering the word handlebars, but you have to remember that Sam is, at the very least, bilingual, and she was likely about to call them a konnichiwa. Straight over to features, sun's out, guns out.
You're probably sitting at home thinking, oh, once again, Dominic's being jetted off to the other ends of the world to laze about on some beach. Well, you're exactly right, except this time the beach, like 70% of my body, is artificial. Forget your weenie water parks. This is the largest man-made beach in the world, located right next to the real beach over there.
So I won't bore you too much with this feature because it follows exactly the same formula as all of the other features. Dom wanders around, gives a bare-bones overview of how it all works, and then leaves. But what a bizarre place this is. It was built in 1993, it peaked in 1995, and then in 2001, Seagaia had to file for bankruptcy, selling the site to an American private equity firm called Ripplewood for 10% of the construction cost, who then closed it down entirely in 2007, and then it was demolished in 2017, just 1 year after the attached hotel had gone through a complete renovation. It's weird to think that this place has had an entire life and death experience before I even got round to knowing it existed.
Okay, it's all about to get rather exciting here because young trendsetter Nathan Souch has earlier on in the show completed the first part of his two-part challenge on Mario 64 on the N64. He got right through the final platform bit.
Oh yeah, I forgot about this guy. They've literally made him sit there and wait out the rest of the episode to finish his challenge.
He took 1 minute 52 to get past the platforms. Now all you young mathematicians out there will know that leaves him 1 minute and 7 seconds for the final part. Kirk, is that enough time?
That is just about enough time, but he cannot make one mistake at all. I mean, I've never seen this done in that sort of time scale. He's really just got to get in there and get it right first time.
How does he get it right?
What he does is he gets...
How does he get it right?
He gets...
Okay, best of luck, Nathan. 1 minute, 7 seconds to do it. Your time starts now. Okay, so he lands in the Bowser's Lair. There is the big guy. And he's saying, whatever happened to that Dexter Fletcher bloke from Series 3? Okay.
I think Dexter Fletcher's probably doing just fine, Dom.
Okay, he's only got 15 seconds left here. He's basically going to have to hit the bomb first time, Kirk.
Yep, using a little analog joystick to spin him round, which is looking great at the moment.
That's a big old swing, but he's going to have to hurry. He's got 4 seconds left. 5 seconds left. That's it. He's done it. Bowser tops it with 4 seconds left. Nathan South, the first winner of the series.
Well, wasn't that exciting?
Now, you are quite literally the first punter to win a GamesMaster Golden Joystick of this series. What does that mean to you, Nathan?
I've fulfilled my destiny.
Well, destiny is one of many things we like to fulfill on the show. Congratulations.
Dom, what the fuck are you on about?
We'll see you in 7 days' time, and I'll leave you with this thought. Instead of going through intense princess rescuing related traumas once every year, why doesn't Mario just get himself a new bird?
Oh shit, we've started a counters war. Episode 2, and after some gratuitous foxy boxing, we move on to the first challenge, this time on Killer Instinct for the N64, which is already starting to feel like the Mortal Kombat of this series.
We decided to follow up on last year's King of Combos event with Killer Instinct Gold, the latest version of the game on the Nintendo 64. So please welcome our 3 Killer Instinct competents, Philip Cook, Mark Griffin and Roy Waterman.
3 people for a 1v1 beat-em-up. They sure know how to make things needlessly convoluted on this show.
Philip, you first of all, your nickname is Kingpin. Why is that?
Nah, it's that one time I had a really big afro and then I shaved it all up and I looked like the character from Spider-Man card.
I'm sorry, you look like Kingpin from Spider-Man? You look like Kingpin. I mean, it's a stretch, but I'm finding it hard to imagine.
Mark. Now, yours is a rather sad tale of young love turned sour. You just split up with your girlfriend.
Yeah.
Why was that?
She started going out with someone else.
Technically a problem,
Yeah.
now and again. So you are quite literally on the pool?
Yep.
Good to see Dom's back on to asking people about their love lives. This guy's well into it.
Dad, lock up your daughters. And finally, Roy, now you're a bank cashier.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we're going to get...
Just to clarify, I didn't edit that, that's just how it was. Over to news, where we have something called Rev Limit, but most importantly, we have Sega World opening in London, which should have remained open forever and never closed down because it was brilliant. And fuck every single one of you who lives in London who didn't go there every single day to keep it open.
Well, Sega have had a change of heart, and now 95% of the hundreds of machines are on free play, which makes it the ideal place to fritter away your money, waste your precious youth, and generally pursue a life of delinquency and antisocial behaviour that will no doubt end in ruin. Hollywood and video games have had a troubled relationship since they first got together a couple of years ago. 9 hopes to change all that with the involvement of a company owned by the greatest actor in the world, Robert De Niro. Bob, talk some pish.
I say a movie, that's all backstory that's behind what's going on, and you show some things in the film, of course, but this you show so many different sides of one situation, one character, one whatever.
I've just watched that twice and I'm still not quite sure what it was all about. Let's watch one person play Killer Instinct on his own 3 times.
Any special tips you could give them to pull off the biggest combos?
Well, to pull off the biggest combos, they'll have to get out all 5 combo enders.
Okay, what's a combo ender? Is that like EastEnders, only set in a video game?
No, they do a combo, and then it's a combo. Like a special combo, or a special combo after a combo.
Right, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah.
And then after that, with a full combo gauge or combo gauge, they have to pull out super combos.
Right.
Yeah? Super combos. And then into their ultra combo, and that's the way to get the maximum combo.
Well, that's easy for you to say, Derek. Right, okay, so Roy is up first. Just to recap, they get 1 match each to pull off the largest amount of combo hits. Best of luck, Roy. Off you go.
Combo.
Okay, so off goes Roy. He is Sabre Wolf there, a hairy man in fawn pants and a kind of Oliver Tobias tribute there. He's going to try and get enders. Each ender he gets is going to build up a potential 4 hits on his final combo. He hasn't got one yet though, but Orchid just has. You can tell an ender because the screen will pull back a little bit.
This is literally just the same as the challenge they did last season, only now they're doing it on an N64 instead of a SNES. That's progress.
Potential hits to his end when he can also get extras by doing super moves. This can be fun when the bar is flashing there as it is. More about them a little bit later on. That's another ender he's got there. That's 2 enders so far. He wants 3 and he's going to go. Is this into the combo yet? No, that's the 3rd ender. We might see a combo soon coming up, Derek.
That's right. You're going to aim for the super bar and to finish off.
His super bar splash, and this is it. He's going into the combo now. He's moving in close, getting a lot of hits. Tell us what moves he's doing, Derek.
Yeah, go on, Derek. Explain every single move that's happening on screen right now.
Combo. I'm speechless.
Scratches, dashes up in the end there. He could have pulled off a super move there at the end, but he hasn't, which means he's finished with a 45-hit combo. Okay, Roy shakes his head a little bit there. I thought that was quite good. Please make way for Mark. Okay, Derek. Now, Roy didn't use all of his skills that he's learned as a bank cashier. What did he miss out upon?
Well, it was his super linkers. He needed those.
Just a little bit of slippiness in the fingers
Yeah,
there,
yeah,
which I hope he doesn't do when he's counting someone's £20 notes in his job as a bank cashier. Do you know that? Okay, right, so...
Some top bants on today's episode. Now, look, I don't know about you, but I'm not really willing to sit here and watch three people play Killer Instinct 64, even if our beloved Derek from Funland is on hand with the commentary. So we'll skip all that, and I'll just tell you that this guy won.
That is quite literally how you get 49 hit combo. That was indeed top combo work, Kingpin. Right, Mark, the poorest of the bunch, 41 hit set. I mean, still incredible given the short amount of time you've had on the game. Where did it go wrong for you?
Well, I didn't pull off enough end. I didn't pull off the last ender.
Did the fact that you haven't used the joystick, I mean, was that anything to do with it?
It's quite hard to use it if you just suddenly having to use it. It's hard to play with.
Pathetic, isn't it? Absolutely pathetic. No, I'm only joking.
Was Series 5 and 6 filmed out of sequence? Because Dom seems to have just reverted straight back to being Series 4 Dom, like he's never been anything else.
Now, Derek said he reckoned you could have got another 11 or 12 hits on that. What's the kind of record that you've got?
Maximum 80.
You've had an 80?
Yeah.
So why couldn't you get it on telly?
Because I hadn't time to get used for the joysticks and stuff. I'm used to doing it on joystick and I was a joypad and it's a bit dodgy.
We could go on all night with Kingpin's excuses. You're into a groove, you're into a morning groove there.
It's a bit dodgy and because I hadn't time to get used for the joysticks and stuff. I'm used to doing it on joystick and I was a joypad and it's a bit dodgy.
We could go on all night with Kingpin's excuses. You're into a groove, you're into a morning groove there.
It's a bit dodgy and because I hadn't time to get used for the joysticks and stuff. I'm used to doing it on joystick and I was a joypad and it's a bit dodgy.
We could go on all night with Kingpin's excuses. You're into a groove, you're into a morning groove there.
It's a bit dodgy and
Let's check out some reviews. It's Soviet Strike on the PlayStation.
The original Jungle Strike style games were viewed in isometric 3D position. This one you can actually have a camera roaming from behind your helicopter, but the best thing is the inclusion of fantastic CD FMV sequences. Very Command and Conquer in style.
Really does just feel like you're playing an enhanced and brilliant version of the excellent originals.
Still no Wild Perries spotted. I'm very disappointed about this. 85% again. I can see we're going to follow the usual trend. Fighting Vipers is next.
The thing that makes Fighting Vipers particularly different to Virtua Fighter is that it's a lot easier to get into. Anyone can pick it up and do a flashy move straight away, but it takes a real gamer, a real hardcore beat-em-up player to learn all the really complicated floating combos, string everything together. That really is the mark of a good beat-em-up.
What the fuck are you on about, Lomas? You've just described every 3D fighter. These reviews make me sick. 88% my ball bag. Celebrity Challenge time, which... Wait, I've just realised even these bits have returned to what they did in Series 4. Series 5 pretty much did away with the Great Unwashed and only had celebrities on, but this series feels like a retread of 4. It even looks a bit like Series 4. I'm baffled. Anyway, the challenge is Wipeout and the man of the hour is the beloved Danny John Jules, who we will all root for because he deserves it.
Welcome to the show, Danny. How you doing, mate? All right?
Well, sir, well.
Okay, listen now, Danny. You've been playing a cat in Red Dwarf now for, is it 6 series or 7 series?
It's 7 now, yeah.
Wait, when's the new series back?
January.
In January. Were you working with the same people for so long?
Yeah.
I mean, do you still like each other?
No.
Now, your hair on the show as Cat is fantastic. How'd you get the hair like that?
Well, the first 4 series, my hair was processed, which is sort of the equivalent of a perm, really. And the last 3, I had to wear a wig because I cut it all off for another play.
Could you give me...
No.
Could you give me the name of the wig?
Wigfield. Wig.
If you want to see how Danny John Jules tackles Wipeout 2097, join us after the break.
Ladies and gentlemen, let him shine brightly once more like a shooting star in the sky, and fly your do-rags proud. Dave has got his do-rag on. 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 For the very final time, don your splendid do-rags.
Okay, Dave is one eye patch and a mangled hand away from being a pirate now.
Getting all the power-ups he can, using them, getting the other end, getting the enemies off the track and out of his way, because he needs to be around 5th position at the end of this match if he's going to do this challenge.
Okay, these little blue arrows I can see, is that like the first game? Are they speed-up pads?
That's right, the blue arrows are speed-up pads, and then the stars, whatever colour they are, those are the power-ups. Get the power-ups shown at the top centre of the screen. At the moment, he's got a turbo, so on a straight, he's going to get an extra burst of speed and whiz past his opponent.
Okay, he's in 6th place. Oh no, he wasn't 6th, but he's smacked right into the wall. He's getting electrocuted there, Dave.
No, this is a new feature. This is like in F-Zero on the old Super Nintendo game.
It is quite funny that the host of the show doesn't actually know what's happening on screen at any given time. He makes it less obvious than Dexter Fletcher, obviously, but he's still flying by the seat of Dave Perry's pants.
He's in 4th place now. There's not a chance. How about halfway around the lap here, Dave? Can he still do it? He's in 4th.
He really needs the computer to make a lot of mistakes if he's going to do it. He's coming up to this guy, he should take 3rd, but I don't think so. He's got autopilot on. That's good because the computer will be flying for him for a little bit. That's put him into 2nd place.
Okay, this is 2nd. We can't be too far off then. That's the guy in front of the stream that is going to the finishing line. He's jostling him. He's jostling him. Oh, he's taking a corner. He ain't corner on the worst time imaginable. So Danny John Jules finishes in 2nd.
Oh man, I could smell his aftershave.
Now, the other thing I noticed, I didn't notice at the start there, but you put your sunglasses on to do the challenge.
Yeah.
What was that?
Well, I was used to practicing it in the green room when there was no glare, but when I came here, I had a light in front of me and one to the side, which was putting a bit of glare on the screen. It just took off the glare off the screen, really.
I'm not sure shades remove the glare off a screen, do they? Is that how light works? I don't think it does, but I'm not going to question Danny John Jules because how dare I? Over to the future of yesterday, and it's time to talk about the yesterday of yesterday. It's retro games, but when retro games were still modern or something.
Yes, retro is the word on everyone's lips at the moment, and titles like Namco Museum, Space Invaders and the Williams Arcade Classics are rising from the grave to fill some fat publishers' bulging pockets once more. I went along to the world's first retro game exhibition in HMV in London to visit some old friends.
1978, the Labour Party in Britain was in its death throes with the winter of discontent, but there was good news for video game punters in the home because the Atari 2600 came out. I was only 8 years old at the time. This was the first home console that you could buy. It was very successful because it was mostly arcade conversions, things like Phoenix, which you can see here. Unfortunately, my family couldn't afford one because it cost £100 and we were living in a hole in the street at the time. This was the first computer I ever owned, the ZX Spectrum.
Never heard of it.
1982, music-wise, it was the modern romantic era of Adam and the Ants, Spandau Ballet, Duran Duran. This was a great little machine. It had 14,000 titles. There was a real gaming boom around this. It also saw the first ever systems war. You had the ZX Spectrum and you also had the Commodore 64. Commodore 64 only had 10,000 titles released for it. Pretty much the same games, but it was a lot bigger, bulkier, a lot less fashionable. I had a ZX Spectrum and we always thought that people who had Commodore 64s smelled a little bit.
He's correct. Between them, the Spectrum and Commodore launched the British game scene. It's hard to believe now, but at the time, these graphics from Luna Jetman were every bit as revolutionary as something like Wipeout seems today. Nightlore was another classic produced by the company that was to become rare, the people behind Killer Instinct. The wolf theme, obviously a favourite of theirs even then. Manic Miner might look pretty primitive to you, but without this, Mario would still be sticking his hand up blokes' U-bends.
Okay, well, I was with you up until you tried to declare that Manic Miner had any sort of influence on Nintendo. I doubt Japan even knows the ZX Spectrum was a thing.
I thought I'd ask games design legend Peter Molyneux what he thought of them in my office.
Oh, good God.
Is there any lessons that can be learnt by programmers now from going back and looking at these old classic games?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the thing is that all those old classic games were just truly gameplay orientated. And that's what a lot of people forget. You've got the flashy graphics, wonderful sound, and great intro sequences, and then, oops, it's the last month before we finish the game. Oh, what have we forgotten? I know, gameplay.
Back at the exhibition, all these people agreed, bless them, fighting back tears of admiration as they confronted their heritage.
It's the end of that episode. I hope you're happy. Episode 3, and we've got whatever Athlete Kings on the Sega Saturn is.
Athlete Kings on the Sega Saturn. My two celebrity contestants will be competing over 4 separate events.
That's just track and field. We don't need another track and field. They're also incredibly boring to watch because the players will either make the man run fast or they'll make the man run slightly less fast, and that's about all you get in terms of visuals. For this challenge, we've got two people who run. I don't know who they are. I'm sure someone in the comments will talk about how running is very important, and I should have remembered the names of these men who run, but I simply don't remember the names or the faces or the general demeanour of the men who run. I only remember their achievement, which is running.
But I guess it's tall. Yeah, I mean, that's more like it. And that trackside being my very own Jim Rosenthal. We have got Rick Henderson. Rick, you're a very athletic man yourself, aren't you?
About as athletic as Wigan, I reckon. But
I'm not sure if that was a football joke or he's just talking about the entire town of Wigan.
Best of luck, John. Best of luck, Tony. Okay. Off you go. Okay, character selection. Now, John is playing as Jeff Janssens, the British guy. Tony has opted for Carl Vane, who is grinning with the arrogance we've come to associate with the Germans.
Course number 1.
Okay, so we can see John on the right-hand side, considerably larger of frame than Tony on the left there, right?
Not a running man.
Oh, no. Okay, here we go.
Get set.
And they're off, and it's John Regis in the inside lane, making the early running there. It's Tony's got a lot to do at this point, Rick.
Tony's got a lot to do, but the other guy is so huge he can possibly get past him.
He's a novice coming through. John comes through. John takes in 9.95 seconds to Tony's 10.1.
Okay, I take it back. That was quite exciting, and I look forward to more. And clearly Rick Henderson is having the best day of his life right now, so we can all be thankful for that. Let's hop, skip and jump over to the news where we're talking about yet another Virtuals fighters. This time they've put a 3 on the end, which is very clever of them. We don't care about that though. We want tiny, tiny videos of Independence Day.
If you woke up this morning and thought, how did they make those special effects in Independence Day? Then whoopee you! There's a CD-ROM all about it, inside Independence Day. The disc features over an hour of footage, allows you to gander at the £50,000 model of the White House they blew up, see the early drawings of the alien ships, drawn by me, even put dull questions to the stars.
Hello.
And if all this isn't enough for Independence Day junkies, there's even a preview of the Independence Day game in development, which will probably be cack.
It might be cack, but I bet your boys still give it 85%.
It's all thanks to a new virtual reality attraction called Mandala. A video game camera in the system tracks your movements, allowing you to interact with the rubbish in-game graphics.
Okay, sorry, wait. What the fuck is the deal with the size difference on these guys? Is this a fetish thing?
A bizarre emu volleyball match. And a racing game you control by moving your head. Mums can do keep fit, and even grannies can do mad things with woodland creatures. Americans, your snooker loopy nuts are wee.
So it's the iToy but in a big room, got it. Time to check out the long jump.
Now I had the time of my life.
Take your first jump.
Okay, each player gets 3 attempts. We just take the best of the 3, and that's the score. That will count. John now getting a lot of speed on this runway. This is crucial. He's got to convert it though. Take off is near to the red line. That's not bad. The angle a bit too low there, Rick. 6.42.
Well, he's just putting an initial jump on the board, trying not to foul it, because if he treads on the little red line, he's a foul.
That's true. And 6.42. It's his banker.
It is a banker. It's not a great.
It's the gentle, loping, bizarre-looking stride of Carl Vane. And again, another good approach. This is fast. Again, right behind the line. The angle a bit better, 5.97.
A little closer to the board, but again, he must not foul. He must not foul. We want to see a 23 angle. We want to see that, and we want to see them extend their legs at the end.
That's a brilliant.
That's far better.
Tony takes his run up, desperately trying to get that speed up. He's got to go close to the board, he knows. Oh, no! Little tap there actually, didn't hold it down enough. 4.88.
He won't be happy with that, Rick.
He can't be happy with that.
We've got one more now. John can really go for this now, Rick.
He can really go for this, and we've got the fantastic buttock shot. He's going to make a great imprint when he lands. Oh, but he's fouled it.
Oh, but it wasn't as long as this other one anyway. 7.28. So John reaches his longest one. 7.31. There's the replay. Rick clearly makes a big mark in the plasticine.
Yeah, he could have made more out of that plasticine. He took so much of it.
Okay.
Rear shot here.
He's either going to do it or he's going to trip on his face.
That speed. It's near the mark.
That's good!
Yes! 4.3 centimetres. Tony Jarrett takes the second event. But more importantly, how's it going to convert into points? Let's wait and see.
Look, I need to hold my hands up again. This is the most exciting television I've seen all year. Granted, it's currently the 9th of January while I'm recording this, but still, It's quite good.
You're not allowed to see that. You have to watch these.
I have never seen two guests laugh quite so much at Dom's patter, but these two are having the absolute time of their lives. Everyone is. Look at Rick. Rick is one rogue euphemism away from an orgasm.
Take your marks. Okay, off they go. John, furthest away from us on the inside. Tony, closest to us in the lovely blonde hair. And they're off, and they jumped a little bit early. A bit of a crash at the first two hurdles, gone crashing. And John's cleared one. John's cleared 2, 3, 4. John Ridge is streaking ahead there. Tony's rhythm has gone all over the place. John Ridge has takes it 30.31. Tony Jarrett limps home at 16.29.
Okay, that performance was fucking hilarious. This may well be the best episode of GamesMaster so far. We are all Rick Henderson on this blessed day.
2,664. Why are we trying to attach some kind of robotic limbs to Tony's athlete?
Straight into features though, and it's something about the sequel to Privateer with Clive Owen again, although I've now watched so many UK 90s gaming shows, I'm starting to question whether Privateer was covered by GamesMaster, Bad Influence, or both. Or maybe even neither.
The Darkening is a follow-up to the successful PC hit Privateer. It's a space adventure that's been £4 million in the making. The player controls the main character, Lev Aris, Clive Owen of TV's Chance of Fame, who finds himself in a "my spaceship has crashed, I'm on an alien planet, I've lost my memory" type situation.
You mentioned some juicy deals.
Not just juicy, terrific. Supplies, wholesale.
Turn that fucking music down.
There's quite a lot of computer technology to be added afterwards, but the big difference is at the end of each scene, you often have to shoot a variety of choices.
Has Clive Owen always looked at least 40?
The producers have gone sci-fi action doolally bonkers, creating everything from spaceships crashing to fat guys in stupid helmets. All this could just possibly mean that The Darkening, when it's released next month, isn't pish at all.
It's always nice to be proven wrong, Dom, especially when it comes to people playing a game where you just press buttons really fast. It's time for the finale of the greatest event to ever occur in UK history.
Tony has played, and there's about as much tension as a very old soft duvet.
I swear to God, I've never seen men so happy. I want them to drop the rest of the series and just have these four go on a trip across Europe together. See what escapades they get up to. It's bound to be more interesting than whatever happens in the rest of this series.
So off he goes. Now, this cat is very strong at the throws.
Yeah, this is John's specialist event. He's already on the lead, but this is the one.
Okay, the speed is looking great along the ground there. We want a good time in there. He's behind the mark. The angle.
Yeah, he did it.
That's going to be not bad, actually. That's looking great. He's soaring out there. 70.32 meters for his first throw.
It's not unbeatable though. 90 is not unrealistic here.
Okay, the speed is looking great. You can see the bat at the bottom there. He's quite close to the line. Let's see that angle, 66.
Ooh.
Probably going to be too high, Rick.
Yeah, I think he's come just about as far as a small child might.
30.
Figure out which way it's going to go first.
Okay then, again, John's speed is fantastic as he approaches the line. He might have a foul. That's a foul there.
The speed's not quite as good. It's not quite outstretched.
38 degrees, so that's a good angle. It's soaring out. It's going to be close. 67.27 closer. But still, it's John in the lead with 70.32. He can really go for it now in his final one, John Rick. Oh, the speed is magnificent if he can keep this up. 30 degrees, a bit too low, but his speed might carry it out there still, Rick.
Yeah, it's gone further.
Further than his first one. 71.96 meters for John Regis there. Speed is, it's not terribly fast. Maybe get the angle.
This is definitely not it.
The angle's not good either. I'm trying to think of something complimentary about this throw. I can't. 41.93, which means that Tony Jarrett's best throw, 67.27, but winning another event is 71.96, John Regis.
I love these guys so much, and I'm going to learn about all of their running achievements the second this episode ends, because I'm now their biggest fans.
I probably wasn't. The only thing I was worried about was balancing on the barrel. Other than that, other than that,
that's probably because of Tony's comfortable shorts. Needs a bit of room. That's what it is at the end. Absolutely. We're basically talking. Tony needs a full barrel, if you know what I mean.
Well, that was great. I am fully prepared for the next episode to not be. Never get your hopes up.
Good evening and welcome to GamesMaster, where even a former Olympic gold medal swimmer like myself needs a bit of extra buoyancy. The reason the girls are blowing up my water wings is, as the star of the show, I can't be seen to blow myself.
Well, definitely getting some use out of this newfangled gauge anyway. Straight over to the news. Sonic Championships here to ruin your day, otherwise known as Sonic the Fighters, a game nobody asked for, and a game that people continue to not ask for even now. There's a Terminator attraction at Universal, which I'd love to go and watch, but the Alien ride from last series was so cack, I'm just not going to bother. Take that, research. Anyway, here's Pac-Man in VR.
Well, now it seems the arcade classic Pac-Man is due for a comeback, but this time in virtual reality. VR Pac-Man is due in arcades sometime soon, and like most virtual reality rides, apart from the fact it costs a fortune, you can't see where you're going and makes you feel sick, looks brilliant.
The past was rubbish. Here's the first challenge, and it's on Quake, but I hope it's not going to be at this frame rate, which is making me very upset.
As we speak, in countless bedrooms across the nation, young people are busy coming up with novel ways of customising the game.
Okay, these are getting blatant now. So this challenge is for players to try and complete a level in Quake that has been created by someone else. Got that? Good. This was a very long intro for a very simple concept.
Welcome back, Michael. Michael. Okay, now, Michael, we saw you on last series.
Yeah.
In a feature out of the World Doom Championships in Seattle. Right. It's not unfair to say you were probably the best Doom player in Britain.
Absolutely.
Are you as good on Quake?
Absolutely.
There is no one who can even touch you?
Nobody.
At all.
I see McCandless is still teeming with joy, absolutely fucking brimming with excitement as he stands there in his fancy new chinos.
He's got loads of monsters. We're talking big monsters. We've got traps, and he hasn't got no chance.
Right, okay, Michael, you're going to come me to the commentary box. Michael, you're going to get in the game's playing position, and we will get this Quake thing rolling. Welcome to the GamesMaster commentary position, Mr. Michael Clark. Okay, Michael, this fiendishly designed level that you've set for Macca, tell us what problems he's going to have in the first room.
Well, in the first room, you're going to be coming across about 5 or 6 grunts, and these are guys with shotguns, and, you know, they like to take people's arms off.
Okay.
You've got another ogre in there as well who shoots grenades, and he's pretty dangerous too.
Okay, can you not just talk to these people and try and understand them?
With that attitude, you should be writing for Edge, Dom. Let's see how this challenge goes then.
Okay, off Michael goes in the bottom centre of the screen.
Oh dear God, that frame rate. Get your sick bags ready.
Okay, we've got all sorts of mayhem there. He's got a double barrel shotgun just now. Oh, no, what's this he's got now? What's this weapon?
That's a rocket launcher, and that'll just blow anyone apart. So.
Okay, then he's going to block grunts and everything. He switch back to the right. He's switching between the two. Why is that?
Well, some monsters are more effective when you shoot different sort of people.
Okay, he's just picked up the nail gun and gone into the left. While he's there, let's take a quick look at the next room that Michael has designed. Now, Michael, what are we going to see in this one?
Well, in here you've got these demons. They've got 2 big tentacles, and they just rip you apart. There's also about 5 grunts as well, you know, as we explained in the previous room.
Okay, look, stopping the action to explain what you're about to see kind of ruins the pace of Quake's speedy gameplay, does it not? Also, I love the way McCandless specifically makes sure that the GamesMaster written on the back wall is in full display. Ultimately, though, this is horrible to watch. The level design isn't even particularly interesting enough to have some random kid come on and explain it all. The ending is literally just a big staircase.
Yeah, and that's just going to literally take them apart, unfortunately.
Okay, he's on 35 now. His energy's very low. We still haven't found the exit. He's gone back to this weird-looking gun. What is that, Michael?
It's the lightning gun, and it actually shoots lightning, obviously.
Yeah, well, it does exactly what it says on the tin.
Does.
Down to 19 now. This energy has plummeted now. Maybe Macca has met his match. No, but there was a power up there. There was some energy. He's back up to 44. That'll let him breathe a little bit extra there. He still can't find this thing. He's dropped down. Where's he going? What's he doing, Michael?
He's going spiralling up and up, but he's just fallen down, so hopefully he'll stay down.
Okay, so is the exit right at the top of the game there, Michael?
Yeah.
Okay, that's it, but he's just got dispatched. What's that guy?
That's the Death Knight I was talking about.
Right, and he looks particularly vicious there. He's down to 39 energy, but he's dispatched the Death Knight. Is this another one? What's that?
That's an ogre.
And it's also dead now. He's got 39. Is that it? That's it! He's through with 39 bits of energy left. Back and punch Michael's level. Obviously, you've played a lot of these the made-up levels on Quake. How does this compare to some of the ones you've
Well, I must admit, you know, as much as I hate Michael, that his his level was, you know, very good. Very good example of what you can do with Quake, basically.
Okay, Michael, having seen Micah play, is there anything you would have changed in that level now?
He was good, I must admit. But I could have put some harder monsters in, maybe a couple more traps, and that would have caught him out.
And you could have worn a better shirt as well.
Just get the boot in, Dom. That challenge may well have been rubbish, but at least I had an idea, even if it didn't quite work. Also, it's time for reviews now, which reminds me that they didn't have reviews in the last episode. They're doing whatever they ruddy well like in this series, aren't they? Here's Tomb Raider.
The programmers themselves have made the lead character extraordinarily versatile. She can jump, she can flip sideways, she can jump, she can do everything, she can even jump.
Tomb Raider's 3D graphics are excellent, especially considering that they're only on a 32-bit machine, and they stand up really well next to Super Mario 64. The controls are slightly slow.
Slightly? Takes about 15 minutes just to line up with a fucking ledge. 12% for Tomb Raider. Only joking, of course. No game is allowed to score under 80% these days, which is good because it's Street Racer next, which deserves at least 99%.
Okay, so Street Racer is pretty much Mario Kart, but there's no competition on the Saturn. There is no Mario Kart style of game, and Street Racer will have it all to itself. The 3D angles and the zoom out options only enhance what was already a very, very good game.
The controls are slightly slow, like Prince of Persia, pressing a button, waiting a little while before the move actually happens.
The playability itself subscribes to the adage that if it ain't broken, you don't fix it. If it ain't broken, you don't fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it, fix it. Fix it, 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 fix it. If it ain't broken, yeah, don't fix it, 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 fix it.
What the fuck have you done, you absolute Jeffries? Celebrity Challenge time. The game's Die Hard with a Vengeance from the Die Hard trilogy, which is probably the hardest of the three games because the car handles like no vehicle that has ever been deemed roadworthy. Good luck, special guest, whoever you are.
It is Paul Lation from Hollyoaks.
Whoever you are.
Welcome to the show, Paul. I'm sure it's an honour for you to meet me.
It is, it's an honour to be here.
Okay, Paul, you're on 2 nights a week now.
Yeah.
Hollyoaks, so presumably are you getting twice as much money now?
Yeah, I suppose we are getting twice as much money, yeah.
How much, putting humour aside for 1 second on the show, how much exactly do you earn?
How much do I earn?
Yeah.
You just asking me how much I earn?
I think so, unless I've gone mad.
About 6 to 9 grand a week.
Wait, what? 6 to 9 grand a week? A week? So a minimum of about 300 grand a year? For Hollyoaks? Fucking Hollyoaks? Lads, fuck this YouTube shit, I'm off for an audition.
Because I've got my sideline jobs.
Yeah, you do DJing, don't you?
I do, yeah.
Have you got a special DJ name?
DJ Success.
Before you ask, no, I can't find a single fucking iota of this guy's DJing career, which is both a blessing and a curse.
Okay, Paul, if you would like to assume a game's playing position over there, mate.
All right, me old diamond.
I will go up to the comedy position.
Okay, that was the best interaction on GamesMaster for a good while.
All right, me old diamond.
I will go up to the comedy position.
I could just play that on repeat.
All right, me old diamond.
I will go up to the comedy position.
Right, let's see how shit this lad does at this impossible game.
In the top left-hand corner of the screen, you can see a compass. That's the red arrow is pointing to where the first bomb is. It should be straight in front of him now. There it is. The red target shows it. Kaboom! That's the first bomb successfully taken out there.
Well, he's already doing better than me. Or maybe not. This is the view I'm used to.
Okay, it's right. You can see the red arrow. It's straight in front of him. The next bomb should be dead ahead. Quite literally at 12 o'clock. The time is ticking away, though it's getting closer to 12. He needs to find this bomb soon, Rick.
He should really turbo here.
There it is, that's it. He got the second one. That was lucky because the time was ticking away.
You know, it's only just dawned on me how nonsensical this game is. You're racing to ram into a car to set off an explosion, otherwise there'll be a bigger explode. How does this work?
And the only damage done to the citizens of New York has actually been by Paul's taxi so far. And then, as if perfectly on cue there, he takes out some more. Now we've got one final bomb. The time is ticking away. It's in a kind of easterly direction. He wants to make it north as he's done. I think it could be straight ahead, but we've got to watch that time. Right there's the last one. Is he going to get the time? Yeah! It's in the terrible chaos.
Well, I've got to be honest, I'm fucking shocked he managed that. Give the man a standing ovation.
Was there any similarities you saw between that game and Hollyoaks?
Kurt does drive a fast car away from policemen, so I could see him running over a few people and smashing up a few cars.
And in a lot of ways, Paul, life is just like looking for that next unexploded bomb.
It's also like a bowl of cherries, Dominic.
Is it?
Yeah.
But where's your stock?
I've got no idea what they're talking about, but it looks like they're having a lot of fun. And I'm pleased to see that Dom is only partly a this time round, and not just an endlessly insufferable prick like he was in Series 4. Maybe this series truly is the merger of Series 4 and Series 5, Dom, and he's finally adopted a personality that wrangles his abrasiveness into something like a pumice stone, instead of a rusty bone saw. Over to features, it's over to Japan for a jolly.
Being the undisputed heavyweight king of video games, I've come up with a few ideas of my own over the years, but I can't program. This is why I've mountain biked over to Tokyo to a special school that will teach me how to turn what's in there into buck-munching money spinners.
Well, I say jolly, it's actually just Dom bothering Japanese students.
My Japanese is a bit rusty, so I chummed up with a bloke called Kurihara-kun, following a principle that stood me in good stead throughout my life. Of course, the best way to get ahead at school is crib off someone else. Kurihara-kun, what are you doing just now, mate?
今自分が作ってるムービーにそれを元にどんどん手直しをしていくんですけれども。
So he's basically looking at a pair of ladies' legs.
And then they go and get something to eat.
I'm sorry. This is absolutely disgusting.
Good cultural exchange, this. Also, look how fucking tight this room is. I feel claustrophobic just looking at it. Enough of it. Enough. It's upsetting me. Next episode.
Good evening and welcome to GamesMaster. It's not just that we're the best video game show on telly, blow me, we're also the funniest.
Christ, effectively living on the sun at this point. Straight on to our first challenge. The kid who played Virtua Cop is back, and this time he's playing Virtua Cop 2, and he still looks like this.
Welcome back, Martin. Now, Martin, if I can count you, this is your third appearance on GamesMaster, so if I was a kind of cheesy, insincere host, I would say you're an old friend of the show, but unfortunately I can't change my name to Andy Peters.
Bringing beef to Andy Peters' door there. You know, one thing you can say about Dom is that he never punches down. He's always aiming for the bigwigs, and finally, Andy Peters gets a swift one in the balls. Take that, Andy, you fucking broom cupboard fascist.
Have you had all your body hair shaved recently?
I'm glad you noticed. Yes, I did make the effort. It's my friend Nikki's fault, basically, because she dared me and some of my friends at the pub to shave ourselves, mainly because she doesn't like hairy men.
Right.
So you shouldn't dare me. Shouldn't dare me, because I'll do it, basically. So.
How I wish I was young again. The fun that they have.
Oh, I see they've still got that demon laughter noise they used in Series 4 for whenever Dom's one-sided banter fell flat. That's fun. Doesn't really make sense using it here, though, does it? Who the fuck's meant to be laughing? This statue? I don't bloody well think so. Anyway, our man here reckons he can do Virtua Cop 2 on two machines at the same time, so I guess we'll see how that goes. But first, it's time for some news, and there's a driving game. But most importantly, there's a TV and a fish tank.
Meanwhile, in Sony's Research and Development HQ in Tokyo, Japanese blokes are going bonkers over what's claimed to be the most advanced 3D TV ever. Yes, it's not a fish tank, it is actually a TV which offers a convincing 3D picture without the need for glasses that make you look like a git.
Remember how every TV company decided that 3D was the way forward, and every TV just had 3D built in for a while, but people didn't really use it that much, so they just sort of stopped doing it eventually. It's almost like everyone accidentally boycotted it, but for no reason other than it was just a bit shit. Now everyone shut up because Dave Perry's back.
Welcome back. We have the undisputed king of the Virtua Cop arcade game series, Martin Mathers, in the studio. He's going to attempt to play two games of Virtua Cop 2 simultaneously. You may have noticed we've got an altogether more romantic lighting setting now. That's not just because Dave Perry is here beside me, it's because we are playing a very light-sensitive game there. Dave, Martin's playing the two games at once. Can you do two things at once?
Can I do two things at once? Probably I can, because I seem to be extremely good at everything I do singularly. But Martin, I must admit...
I love the way Dave Perry has no idea how to answer half of these questions that Dom throws out, and to be fair, neither do the guests a lot of the time. But Perry always treats these questions like he's being interviewed for a job. No matter what Dom asks, Perry will always try and turn it into a glowing positive for himself.
I just apologise there, I just suddenly noticed I had my hand like that.
Dom's a little teapot, pass it on.
So off Martin goes. In the bottom left-hand corner of each screen, you can see the number of bullets that are left in the chambers of his gun. When the bad guys appear, there'll be a circle around them, but that still means he has to take careful aim, Dave.
That's right, because when that circle starts turning red, it starts green, it goes red. As soon as it goes red, that means red, it's red, it's red, red, it's red.
While these two waffle on about two Virtua Cop 2s, a little insight on this one. I've just finished reading the GamesMaster oral guide, and this guy currently playing Virtua Cop 2 on 2 machines has never attempted this before. They literally threw the idea at him and he just had to roll with it. So, I mean, any progress at all is pretty damn good, considering.
What he's also got to do is reload the gun. Once the gun runs out on one of the screens, he's got to flick it off screen and fire the trigger to reload it. But he's got to do that on both screens, which means flicking it in 2 different directions. It's like rubbing your tummy and flicking it in 2 different directions.
So the idea is to try not to knock one off both wrists at the same time.
That's right, yeah, flicking it in 2 different directions.
Okay, now we're at the jeweler's store here, Dave. What's some of the problems he's going to have here?
Well, the guys are going to come up from behind the cabinet, so he's got to flick it off screen. He's also going to have these hostages coming up. He mustn't shoot a hostage, because not only is that bad, it also means he's flicking it in 2 different directions.
Okay, the hostages are generally wearing white. It's a general hostage fashion statement. They're all wearing white this year. There's one up there. Don't shoot him, Martin. No, he managed to get the guy on the right-hand side. Excellent shooting there from Mr. Mathers. One guy jumped up and he got him right in the midriff. He's going fantastically here, Dave.
He's shooting very well. He's got to flick it off screen, popping up and turn along that balcony. Once he dispatches with the bulk, he's going to come down to the bottom left-hand corner of the jewellery store, and those are going to be the last few baddies he has to disperse with.
Okay, I can see the sweat beginning on Martin's brow. This is where the pressure really begins to tell. As we get into the later stages, it gets harder and harder.
Very close. Very, very close.
How near is he to the end now, Dave?
He's flicking it in 2 different directions. Only a few baddies away. He's lost the light. He missed the light.
Oh, no,
He shot a hostage. He shot a hostage.
You shot the hostage.
That's the end of it.
Tell us, Martin, exactly how far away you were from the end of the challenge.
Okay, well, it came down. There's that man, the hostage. Row of 4, another hostage, and then just the last one. That's it.
So it was desperately close.
Too close. Far too close for my liking.
Now, Martin, did the lack of body here come into it at all?
Yes, when it's the friction of the suit, you know, static electricity, that kind of thing. I'm blaming it on that, and I'm sorry, but it's Nikki's fault for daring me. Nikki, I'm never talking to you, okay? So.
Did I see you get talking to one of my cameras?
Oh, sorry.
Just because it's his third appearance on the show, he thinks he can get cocky.
Oh.
So before he continues, starts taking over the whole show and becomes bald and wears nice suits. So let's give another round of applause.
I don't know what it is about current series done, but when I'm not fully concentrating, I sometimes feel like I'm being shouted at by an angry vagina. Straight over to reviews with yet another Killer Instinct.
For a start, there are new backgrounds which are completely 3D and very impressive, much more impressive than the Killer Instinct 2 arcade backdrops. There are also new backgrounds which are completely 3D and very impressive, much more impressive than the Killer Instinct 2 arcade backdrops. There are also little upgrades to the way the game plays, increasing in backgrounds which are completely 3D and very impressive, much more impressive than the Killer Instinct 2 arcade backdrops.
The moves and the combos are so phenomenally complicated that you really do need to have a complete understanding of the fighting game genre just to complete them. I'm particularly not that interested in Killer Instinct Gold. If I wanted to decipher more and more complex button presses, I'd actually try to learn Morse code.
I wish they'd coached Ed Lomas to be a bit more Rick Henderson in his reviews. It feels like they've brought on an intern and just threw him in front of the camera. 89% for whichever Killer Instinct this was, don't care. Here's whatever the fuck Star Gladiator is.
Like most beat-em-ups, there are some awesome special moves in this game. For instance, you can do the plasma combo, where in the top left-hand corner of the screen you get a little bar. If you fill that bar with 5 moves consecutively, you can pull off the plasma combo, and it is hair-raising.
Graphics are really fantastic in Star Gladiator, with really nice animation. The only problem is there are new backgrounds which are completely 3D and very impressive, much more impressive than the Killer Instinct 2 arcade backdrops.
85% for this game I've never heard of. I'm sure it's a hidden gem that definitely needs a remaster. Finally this week it's Virtua Cop 2 on the Saturn, which is bound to get 90-odd%, isn't it?
The Saturn version of Virtua Cop 2 is fantastic, looking remarkably close to the Model 2 original. Thankfully, they've also added some new backgrounds, which are completely 3D and very impressive, much more impressive than the Killer Instinct 2 arcade backdrops.
Or only 85%, presumably because Rick Henderson didn't turn up for the review. Let's forget all that though, because it's time for a man who's famous for simply bending spoons and pretending he can affect football scores with his mind. It's Uri Geller, and he's going to use a brain scanning machine to play a game. Yes, this is the most 90s thing you've heard today.
That's amazing. to the show, Yuri. Let's talk about the magazine that you've got, which we can see amply illustrated on your T-shirt. What is Yuri Geller's Encounters?
Well, it's the most paranormal magazine in the world.
Wait, is the magazine paranormal? Like, does it levitate and stuff? Or when you open the page, does it give you an overwhelming feeling you've wasted your fucking money?
We decided we're going to do a little experiment of your paranormal powers. Now, before the show, I wrote down I made a drawing on a bit of paper, which I'm now going to try to beam to you. Now, I must make this quite clear. You know that I, more than anyone, would not lie to you.
Well, I refuse to believe anything about the show is ever real, so this proves nothing.
But if you really believe that you can transmit to me the drawing, I'll draw it.
Okay.
Begin. Staring onto my face. Now, you see, I close my eyes. I can talk while I do this. And I visualize a TV screen. And into the screen, yes, keep drawing it over and over in your mind, over and over. Yes. Yes, I'm getting something. Keep doing it. I don't know what it is. It's bizarre because usually, if I tell someone
I am a bad drawer.
If I tell someone to draw something, they either draw a house or a tree or a flower, but this is. I don't know what it is. I'm showing it to the camera.
Okay.
Maybe it's an unfinished drawing, but it could be.
That is, I know, and I cannot believe this, right? That was supposed to be a pair of scissors.
I got it then!
Because I thought about cutting my hair, and this is this. I put this in my pocket, right, before we did this, on 2 sheets of paper.
Exactly.
And that's what I did. That is absolutely unbelievable.
But look, I must show you that if you look, I'm showing it to the camera, if you look at my drawing from here to here, look, and yours, look, from here to here, hold this, and you'll see it's going to be the same size. Let me quickly show it to the camera. Look.
It is exactly the same size as well.
And there's no explanation to this. It's pure telepathy.
See, Yuri Geller really is just the prototype for David Blaine, an absolute fraud who spends their entire life doing a magic trick and then pretending it's actual real-life magic. Let's see how the cutlery botherer gets on with this stupid old shit.
In the mind drive. Now the mind drive is just going to adjust.
All right, I'm ready.
And off you go. And that's the green light for Yuri. Here's the first gates coming up on the left, and he's missed the first ones. The next one is a set of blue gates.
Oh, patch of ice there.
A little bit of patch of ice, but he's got that. That's one.
You know what? I don't care anymore, because after reading the book, I also found out that this is all fake, and Yuri Geller wasn't even playing the damn thing. What an enormous pile of shit.
Was it difficult at all? I mean, 18 out of 20 is a heck of a score.
I'll tell you what, it was thrilling, it was quite amazing and entertaining.
Shut the fuck up, you absolute charlatan. Let's move on to the feature of the week. It's Steven Spielberg's Thing for the PC.
So welcome to the studio. Now, making movies is one of the greatest jobs in the world. You've got to have talent and intuition, patience and energy, and the real innate ability to tell a story.
What you're saying, Stevie, is it's a bit like Jack and Ori. Steven Spielberg's director's chair is the first CD-ROM that truly allows you to create your own movie. With Quentin Tarantino and super hair babe Jennifer Aniston from Friends as your stars, the potential is there to make a real blockbuster. Steven is on hand to advise you on the way, and just as well, because the process is frighteningly realistic.
If it's not on the page, it's not on the stage.
God damn, how cool was multimedia in the 90s? I mean, it was all naff shit, but it was so much more interesting to look at, where every piece of a UI had to look like the thing that it was emulating. Brings a tear to my eye at what we lost, so it does. Anyway, I'm bored now. Next episode. Episode 6, and as usual, we've got another bloody football tournament lined up. But first up, it's something called Gunblade, and I'm starting to think that GamesMaster is just picking the most random-ass games it can for these challenges.
1 credit with which to complete all 8 areas of the game.
Okay, this game obviously needs a very strong wrist, so please welcome today's Master Games player, the happy name Mr. Paul Ram. Welcome to the show, Paul. Now, Paul, like many Channel 4 television presenters, you spent some time in the Territorial Army.
Yeah, that's right.
What kind of stuff did you learn in that?
Camouflage, ambush, one-on-one combat, disarming and killing dogs, stuff like that.
And killing dogs?
Yeah.
Is that something you've had to use in later life?
Yeah.
Now, Paul, we did say you need strong wrists for this. Have you been doing anything in particular to strengthen yours?
Yeah, I've been choking my chicken.
Right. Because you're from the farm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, I live
on the farm. Your nickname is Bruce. Why is that?
Well, a couple of friends from Wolverhampton named me Bruce because my haircut is like on the Doritos advert. Bruce Lee's got the same kind of haircut.
Right. But probably the same reason why I get called John Bon Jovi by my friends for that same...
I was going to call you Penfold.
Yeah, thing. Yeah. Penfold, right. Very good, very funny. We will have a contestant on who is funny one of these days, but it's a very good attempt.
Christ, like the second a contestant bites back even slightly, you can see the fractured ego like a broken bone coming out of his face.
And talking through this one is Dave Perry. Dave, tell us something we don't know about you already.
About me already? What, let's have a think. What, apart from the fact that I've been country's top 50 bachelors, that I'm rich, probably the best games player in the country, that kind of thing.
That kind of thing.
I think you know it all.
Dave, for fuck's sake, you've got the job already. For once, I agree with Dom's big vagina face.
Now we've got barriers all over the place. The top left-hand corner of the screen, you can see a heart, and then it times 5. That means it's got 5 lives left when next then 0. The challenge is over. We can see that target you were talking about, David, is zipping around very quickly.
It's very, very fast indeed. And the thing with this game as well, over the Virtual Cop series, is that you're in a helicopter, so you're moving all the time. So not only are the targets moving, you're moving, and there are buku bogies out there.
It's pretty boring to watch, isn't it? Thankfully, Dom and Dave are just as bored, so it's over to the news.
Oi! That bloke's Nick Rupert the Bear's trousers! These are exclusive pictures of the first golf simulation game for the Nintendo 64. St Andrews Golf uses the little stick on the joypad to act as a club.
It's weird how all golf games moved over to this analog stick method of playing before eventually just moving back to that control method where you press a button at the right time for power and then another button for the accuracy of your swing. Golf games are the only games I can think of that innovated a bit and then just decided to go backwards again and then remained that way forever.
Yes, Pissed is the oh-so-hilarious name of a satirical CD-ROM that is everything the best-selling title Myst wasn't. Instead of a beautiful island, the action takes place in a kind of hideous run-down holiday camp, closely resembling Bradford. The star of the game, John Goodman, plays Piss's unsavoury monarch.
All the world's a game.
Okay, well, I had no idea they managed to rope John Goodman into this, crikey. Back over to the kid playing Gunblade. He's still playing Gunblade, so that's good, I guess. Moving on, it's the start of the football challenge, and this time they're hosting the event on Sega Worldwide Soccer 97. You may think the 97 at the end is to represent the year, but it's actually the number of football games that came out this year.
Michael, I want to talk about the game you're playing tonight. Now, Michael, you're playing as Italy tonight. What kind of game are we going to see from you?
Good passing game, nice attacking, nice flair, a lot of skill.
Yep.
Fuck, mate, this could be the worst episode in a while. 2 boring people play a boring game while some other guy plays another boring game in the background. Now, it's very nice that they've managed to rope in Jim Rosenthal to do the commentary alongside Dom, but, if anything, that just makes the boring football match even more boring, because now it literally just looks and sounds like a boring football match.
So then, just to remind you, it's Richard Rufus and Holland. Richard wearing the yellow of Holland, and Michael Dubry in the blue of Italy. And it looks as though the Italians have the kickoff.
Okay, so weaving his way through the number 9, Galley, who I personally haven't heard of before. He's got
he's
the
in
shot
here.
on goal here, Jim. Oh!
A wonderful save, though. A wonderful save. He took route 1 there and very nearly opened the scoring.
Boring. It goes to boring penalties and someone boringly wins.
Okay, congratulations, Richard. Commiserations. Michael, I'll start with you. Good goal that you scored. Do you want to talk us through it?
Well, we've been working on, good passing movements and that. Worked our way into the box. And the striker's been on form in training and in pre-matches. He's got a nice turn and a great strike in top corner.
I am actually dying. I can feel my life force draining away. What's happening with the dog murderer?
Well, as you can imagine, a lot's happened since you were last with me. Paul has now lost his first life, and we're going to show it now in the highlights in level 1, area 4. We got to the ship here, as you can see, plenty of guys here to shoot. As Paul's blasting around, he loses concentration just slightly. Look at the way the bullets leave their scars on the metal of the ship. I really love the way that happens in this game.
Okay, calm down, Dave. Let's check out reviews instead before I fall asleep. It's Victory Boxing 97 up first.
This time, they've given us a gym where you can actually train a boxer between bouts. And the better your gym, the better your boxer will actually improve. Also, there's a promoter, and he will get you fights above just the one rank above your own. Basically, you can fight the #1 rank and therefore make more money and make your gym better.
If you stand there and just rapidly punch, you're just going to go down in one hit. You've got to conserve your energy, you've got to block, you've got to wait. And it's the best boxing game I've played.
Well, it sounds like we've got ourselves another 80-odd%, and yep, 81% to be exact. So far, only one game has scored less. Pandemonium's up next, which I reckon will get 85%. Locking it in.
The thing with Donkey Kong and even Crash Bandicoot and all the good platform games is that the levels are really cleverly designed. And Pandemonium just comes across to me as it's just been put together by someone who knows how to do fancy 3D graphics. And in my opinion, it's just pretty boring.
I totally disagree.
Get him, Rick. He fucked up my score guessing. 70%, all because of this man with his hair. I guess we better go and see if that guy who's shooting things has shot all the things, and no, he's dead. Next episode. Episode 7, and while boobs continue to struggle to remain seated in their rightful place, it's time to get on with our first challenge, and it's one of those weird ones where they pretend someone did a thing.
I don't like being ordered about, so I was more than a little irate to receive an officious letter from someone calling himself the boss, demanding to come on the show and display his games-playing portfolio. Apparently, this character has made a career by beating every boss on every game, including beat-em-ups, shoot-em-ups, and platforms.
So, once more, we shake hands with calling credibility as we welcome the boss.
Okay, well, I think we need to do a height check here.
I'm just a little person.
Yeah, that's clearly the same guy, and most likely one of the boys from the GamesMaster crew. Keep it in the family and all that. The 3 bosses he has to beat are, well, very, very random, I'll put it that way. This whole challenge is a bit random, truth be told, but sod it, let's get over to the news, and it's a skiing thing, and then there's an X-Files thing, and Dom is putting the boot in on old Gillian Anderson.
Expect lots of alien encounters, mysterious locations, and many sad geeks still thinking Scully is very fit when it's released next March.
You may be in the minority on that one, Dom. Let's head over to the challenge and see what's what. First up, it's Star Gladiators, a game which will probably date this episode to a 3-month window in which people were aware it even existed.
And slam them onto the floor. It's one bout apiece. Okay, moving to the third and final bout here. The boss playing the dinosaur Rimgal against the big robotic knight Bill Stein. As we start off this one, the energy's quite literally equal. Rick, what do you want to see in this final round?
I want to see him pull off this move. He's a big wuss if he can't, I can assure you that much.
He's not actually, oh, this isn't bad. That was 4, that was a 5 hit there. Did we get a 5 hit, Rick? He's pushing towards.
There he goes!
Oh, that's it. He's biting him somewhere.
He's got him in the nuts!
Oh dear, he's dining on crumbs for dessert today. He slams it back. Bill Stein's energy's back. No, this should be a formality now for the boss.
As long as he gets away from the edge, he's got it.
That's it. He moves in for the kill, bites him in the midriff again. The boss takes the first leg.
Okay, I was confused throughout that fight as to who was supposed to be the boss and who was supposed to be the boss. Calling someone the boss and having them fight bosses was a bit of a confusing state of affairs when it comes to commentary. Straight over to game 2 though, it's Knights on the Saturn, and now exciting happens there. Another boss down means we lock this guy in the closet for a bit and check out the celebrity challenge. It's Chris Armstrong, who, surprise, surprise, is a football man. As someone who has absolutely zero interest in football, watching GamesMaster at this point feels like I'm locked in a conversation with some boring cunt at work whose only patter is whether or not you watched the game last night, which you invariably did not, but they proceed to tell you about it anyway. You might as well be describing your dreams to me. Anyway, there's a football match, and it goes on for 8 hours, and 1 goal was scored, just like real football.
Okay, congratulations, Chris. I'm going to start off with you there. A great goal. A nice lob. Was that something you were planning before the game?
Yeah.
Now, Rick,
Subtlety.
Yeah. Well, I saw the man go inside me.
Certainly wish you more luck in your football career than Mr. Stan Collymore.
Football. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't know what anyone is talking about. You could just be shitting out random names for all I care. Transfer window's open. I can't believe Hodgson got bought for 8 million. He's nothing compared to Jennings. Bring back good old Muggins. That's what I say. Big sweaty bollocks. The lot of it. Anyway, that's enough griping about a beloved national sport. What's in the features?
I've just received a report from Deep Space 5. Long-range sensors have picked up...
Yes, I know.
See, Star Trek, that's more interesting than football, innit? Look, there's evil robot men and a nice robot man and a bold human man, and there's guns and there's science talking, and nobody kicks a football at anyone else. Replace football with Star Trek as our national sport, that's what I say.
I didn't know Bjorn Borg had that many brothers. The producers shot additional scenes containing the Borg after test audiences complained they didn't see enough of them. So it's no surprise when, after colonising Earth, they infiltrate the new Enterprise, giving even the crew's android Data a bad case of the heebie-jeebies.
I believe I am feeling anxiety.
Okay, I'm bored of Star Trek now. This thinly veiled advert goes on for literally 3 fucking minutes. How much did they get paid for that, I wonder? Anyway, back to the boss who is trying to beat a boss. Let's see how he gets on with the spider boss from Resident Evil.
That's one shot. That's the first shot on him. Excellent play there from the boss, Rick.
And he managed to actually get away from the acid attack at that point.
That's good. That's two. That's the third shot. Oh,
He's been hit. He's been hit.
One hit there. He's hit the spider 3 times. The spider saying once. That's 4 hits on the flobbing spider boss there. Halfway through. He's doing well.
Well, I've always been afraid of spiders, but to be honest, if they phlegm at me, you just have to get out of the way.
Okay, that's the 5th hit. This is remarkable. He can still afford to get hit twice more. The boss is proving most boss-like. That's the 6th hit. 2 more. Oh no! The second flop. The second flop's connected. He can only afford to have 1 more flop. And he's going to get 2 more hits. That's it. That's it. Yeah! Last hit. The boss is...
This might be the most boring boss fight to watch that they could have picked. It's not exactly dynamic to watch, is it? I'm sure the graphics would have wowed us all back in the day, but look at it right now. It's basically just a woman taking a stroll around the perimeter of a big tarantula before slowly taking pot shots. Look, we're 7 episodes into GamesMaster Series 6, and I think my fatigue has well and truly kicked in. If they don't give me another set of laughing men or a guy playing Buster Move on 3 Neo Geos, then I might as well just quit now, because I'm losing the will to live. Next episode. Episode 8, come on, give me something.
Oi, hold up, paper up, higher. Get that floor clean. I want to see my face in those shoes, and if I see one bit of fluff on that jacket, you're never going to see your mum and dad again, you little...
Okay, see, more of this. More Dominic Diamond shouting at children as the intro to the show. This is the kind of weird nonsense that made Series 5 stand out, and something we've been sorely lacking in this one. Regardless, back to the grind, we've got our first challenge, and brilliantly, all those kids that got shouted at have to play Virtual Fighter Kids on the Saturn.
And so here are the 4 urchins that whose company we have the pleasure of today. We have Michael, Christopher, Alex, Christopher, Jim, Michael, Christopher, Bob, and Michael. Michael, first of all now, you're very kind, a very generous soul. You once helped out your auntie's pony, didn't you? What was the score with the pony?
Well, it didn't, well, it was very ill, and after a while it had to be put down because it
Spit it out, Michael, you're live on television.
Jim, Bob, now you like the Power Rangers? Who's your favourite Power Ranger?
White Ranger.
Why?
Because he's cool.
Because he's cool. Right, why is he cool? It's just one of those indefinable things, coolness, isn't it? And finally, Christopher, it's funny, you reckon you're the coolest person in the world, don't you?
Yeah, because I'm good and especially good at racing ones.
Right, you're the coolest because you're good at games.
Yeah.
It's funny because there was an article in the Face magazine saying the same thing. I'll bite you there.
You can't deny these are the best pre-game interviews since Series 1. Straight over to the news, Fighters Megamix is coming because why not? Clearly there aren't enough Virtual Fighter games at this point. And also we have a CD-ROM about how George Lucas is set to ruin the original 3 Star Wars films.
Making Magic contains previews of the new scenes currently being inserted into the classic movies, like Han Solo meeting Jabba the Hutt, who still looks like a lump of poo.
And finally, there's a CGI ride in Japan, but none of us are ever going to be able to afford to go to Japan in the 90s, so I don't care. Straight over to the Little Rascals, and Derek from Funland's back, which automatically just makes everything better, doesn't it? Angel of a man.
Derek Lake.
Okay, Jim Bob is Akira in the white headband, and Chris is Lau with the moustache and the ponytail. Akira's getting a bit of a thumping, Derek.
Yes, you'll see, by Lau's double punch and then a sweep.
But he's coming back a bit now, Akira.
That's right.
Okay, he's got a big jump and a couple of blows in the stomach. Oh, but he comes back, and Lau, it takes the first one. That's 1-0 to Chris.
Okay, I think that's enough of that. Watching children button mash on a fighting game isn't really something that requires an astute eye so far as skill is concerned. Let's go straight over to the reviews, and it's FIFA 97. Fuck my life.
The presentation throughout is fantastic. The FMV sequence that starts the game is absolutely awesome. First you've got John Motson, Andy Gray and Des Lynam this time providing the commentary, plus David Ginola was motion captured.
In my opinion, the indoor five-a-side mode is the only thing in FIFA 97 that's better than in the previous versions. The playability is worse.
Ed's gone absolutely loony. This is far better than the previous FIFA games. The motion capture actually increases the gameplay and makes it that much more realistic, so I'd buy it.
You may have noticed Ed Lomas being unceremoniously cut off mid-sentence there.
The playability is worse. Ed's gone absolutely loony.
And there's probably good reason for that. A certain Dudley of Yesterzine just popped this little snippet from the CVG letters pages under my door. Dear CVG, please could you help? In the January 97 issue CVG, you reviewed FIFA 97, of which you gave a pretty bad score, which means you don't recommend buying it. But on Channel 4's GamesMaster program, Ed Lomas reviewed the game and told viewers how good it was and to buy the game. Could you please explain this? Also, obviously you are... obviously, you are in competition with the GamesMaster mag. So how come you appear on this program that's slowly going down the pan? Sorry to moan on, but when you claim in your mag to be honest in reviewing games, I thought it would bring up this point. Tris Gilbert, Herne Bay. To which Ed responded, I think FIFA 97 is rubbish, and I said that when I reviewed the game for GamesMaster, while Rick Henderson decided it was brilliant, I've no idea why. When the programme was on TV, my review had been almost totally edited out while Rick Henderson's whole review was shown, and the score at the end was nothing to do with me. I was just as confused as you were. The GamesMaster TV show has very little to do with the magazine, apart from the name, and I was asked to do the reviews, so I did. It seems rather bizarre that you'd bring in a reviewer who's clearly qualified to provide his honest opinion, seeing as he worked on an actual game magazine, and then proceed to ignore what he actually says in favour of scoring yet another game above 80%. I'm just going to assume from this point onwards that Ed Lomas actually hates everything.
The main differences between NBA Jam Extreme and the previous games, firstly, it's in 3D. Secondly, it's in 3D.
He thinks it's shit. You can see the anger in his long wet hair. NBA Jam Extreme might get an 86% on the face of it, but in Ed Lomas's world, it's a 4%er if ever there's been one. Virtua On's next.
Each robot's got 2 long-range weapons and a close-range weapon, as well as special attacks. They've also got 2 long-range weapons and a close-range weapon. They've also got special attacks.
83% for Virtua On, which, incidentally, is the average review score for this series so far. How embarrassing. Back over to the kids playing Virtual Fighters. Kids, no one wants to watch that shit, so I'll just tell you, this kid won and you could pretend you cared.
Okay, nice one there, Michael. Let's talk to the losers first of all. Starting with Chris, let's have a very brief excuse for losing from all of you.
Well, we kept on doing too many rolling, I don't know how to do it.
Okay, fine, let's move on. Jim Bob?
Well, he keeps not doing too many punches and too many kickies and then keep too many throws and things.
Right, and Alex, your excuse?
I died for 5 minutes and then I came back to life.
Well, that's the best excuse, actually, and a lot of men, a lot older than you, have used that excuse for many things in life. Michael, let's go on to you. Talk us about some of the tactics that you used to win.
Well, because I won nearly all the things that I was practicing and I won it.
Spit it out, Michael, you're live on television! Anyway, moving on, there's a football thing again. Don't care. Let's get a final word from a football man. Boring. Jim, how about a word from you? Did this football tournament bore your bollocks off?
It did.
Perfect. Next episode. Episode 9 is A Christmas quiz. An everyday, normal, uneventful Christmas quiz where I'm sure nothing of any note will happen. And look, at the risk of blowing our collective loads in the middle of this retrospective, we do things in order. There's no change there.
Dave Perry now, what is there to say about Dave that he hasn't told us himself many times? He is the self-proclaimed games animal. His ambition is to front the television show about video games that totally destroys GamesMaster. I wouldn't have thought that would be too difficult, Dave.
No, I don't think it will be either. It's only a matter of time.
Who would present that show, Dave?
Oh, well, I think that would probably be me.
You do it to yourself, you do.
Some say this was the last time he ever smiled. In today's Christmas quiz, we have 4 contestants: Rick Henderson, Derek from Funland, Dave Perry, and the rest.
We start with Mr. Dave Perry. Dave, pick a number between 1 and 4, please.
Mario.
That is absolutely correct. Is Mario sporting his invincibility suit in the new Mario 64 game? For a bonus question, Dave, what...
Blue.
They are blue, exactly. He has a red vest. Is that 2 colours you would wear together? Blue and... Well, sorry, Dave. Does that work as a colour mix, Dave?
It's very in.
Okay.
Very in at the moment.
That's good. We'll take Dave's word for that. That's 2 sets of 2, 4 points then. Rick Henderson, pick a number between 1 and 4.
3.
Who is this buxom wench?
3.
No. Her name is actually Orchid, from a very small, unknown game called Killer Instinct that was last year's Christmas #1.
I never heard of it.
Mr. Derek Lynch. Right, Derek, pick a number between 1 and 4, as long as it's 2 or 4. Derek.
Pass.
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 Pass. Right,
2.
Finally.
2.
Who is that man? Bit of a retro one here, Kirk.
That looks a lot like your dad.
If only I knew who he was.
I don't know. I don't know. His head's down a toilet. How am I meant to know?
You're going to kick yourself.
Yeah.
A very famous game cassette cover from yesteryear, Jet Set Willy.
Shocking display. Next round, and things don't exactly fare much better.
Derek Lynch. Derek, take a look at this clip. Okay. I thought we gave quite a lot away in that one. Someone opens the door, runs down a corridor. Derek, what happens next?
I guess he continues running, and some kind of beast comes out and grabs her, attacks her.
I'm going to give you 1 point for that. I will throw open, and already Mr. Kirk Ewing. Very quick on your finger there. I'm going to give Derek 1 point. Kirk, you can get the total 2 if you tell me exactly what happens.
Mutant zombie comes out with a shotgun, and the guy blasts his brains out over the floor, causing a very nice wiry pattern on the walls.
Very good. Absolutely wrong. Let's roll a clip and find out exactly what happened. See, it's a dog.
I mean, a lot of these games are fairly new. It's basically, if you've played this game, you'll probably know what happens next, but if you haven't played it, good fucking luck.
Okay, the final clip in What Happened Next goes to you, Dave. Take a look. Tell us what happened. Okay, the very familiar, very famous Sonic the Hedgehog there, running to the edge of the screen, standing under a tree. What happens next, Dave?
Dr. Robotnik comes in and Sonic has to destroy him.
No! I'm going to throw that open, actually. Yes, Derek.
I guess he's going to jump up and hit the coconuts, and the coconuts fall down.
Incorrect as well, actually. No, not even close. Roll a clip and see what happens. Okay, so Sonic gets to the end of the level, pauses by the tree, a Japanese guy in a black and white wig jumps out of the crate, and someone shoots someone with their eyes, and it all explodes. It's a fake.
Yeah, not yet, Dave, not yet. Next up is a mastermind round. Derek gets 6, Dave Perry gets 4, Rick Henderson gets 5 points, and everyone else gets 3 points. Nothing particularly interesting happening there, so let's get a look at the overall scores.
While Kirk continued to languish in the rear with a miserable 5.
Just because this is a Christmas quiz, that doesn't mean Dom can't get away on holiday to Japan again. So it's time for a feature on otakus, and they're just straight up showing anime boobies here on TV with no censorship, so that's interesting. Let's check out some cosplaying.
It's midday on a Sunday in downtown Tokyo. Most of us would be asleep, but the video game otaku have assembled for a costume party where they dress up as their favourite video games characters. I've decided to get into the spirit and I've come as everyone's favourite from Street Fighter 2, Fat Sumo Bloke, Eddie Honda. These costume parties are a tragically regular occurrence in Tokyo. Hundreds of teenage punters shun the daylight and huddle inside clubs to get down with like-minded weirdos.
I love how a man who seemingly has zero interest in video games outside whatever the latest football one is gets to travel across the world to look confused and annoyed at people celebrating the wider culture of the hobby he hosts a show about.
I don't know if you can tell, but this guy's wearing a pair of pants on his head. It's a pair of pants. Excellent. Top work there. Nice one, mate. Sorted.
This is all very sneering, isn't it? It says something when there's a guy on screen wearing fucking underpants on his head, and I'm cringing more at the other guy on the screen. This guy's just out here having fun, being dressed as a prick at a nice party with all of his weird friends, and someone comes along and rams a camera in his face and starts being a mean girl in a different language. Go home, Dom, you're drunk.
After hours of grueling analysis and some costumes that were obviously from bizarre Japanese games I'd never heard of, I came to my decision and wrapped my rapidly eroding credibility around me like a shield.
What is this shot supposed to represent? Why the fuck are you crawling around on the floor behind a dancing woman?
After hours of grueling analysis and some costumes that were obviously from bizarre Japanese games I'd never heard of, I came to my decision and wrapped my rapidly eroding credibility around me like a
This looks like a crime scene.
Weird. Anyway, Dom gets on stage and doesn't really do anything, then he kisses a woman's hand. That's the end of that bizarre, dismissive segment done. I guess it's time to get back to the main event. 90 seconds of quickfire video game questions are now on the table.
What was the catchphrase of the game character Earthworm Jim? Ewing Drumnod Rocket.
Groovy.
Correct. How did Jim come to have such superpowers? Ewing Drumnod Rocket.
Groovy.
Correct.
Bit weird to start off your quiz with 2 questions about Earthworm Jim, no? Anyway, Dave and Kirk make it through to the final and, well, we all know how this turns out, don't we?
Off you go, Kirk. Okay, and off he goes then. We're at the start of the slope here. This first turn is not terribly difficult there. Remember, you can see things like the number of coins and all that on the screen. That's not important. All that matters is the time, and if he can get to the bottom. He has been going just now for 13, 14, 15 seconds now. It's a very good start, Dominic. Wouldn't you agree? Oh, yes, I definitely agree, Dominic. He's taking it nice and easy, but he's off there. He has lasted for 20 seconds. 20.65 to be precise. Kirk, please make way for Dave. Best of luck then, Dave. 20.65 seconds is the time to remain on the course. Your time begins now. And off Dave goes. Okay, he's down the slippery slope there. We're just coming up to the first turn here. Again, now it is a tactic there, Dave. Some might say cowardly, some might say clever. He is literally staying on his bottom and trying to last as long as he can, but I don't think it's smart. He tried to play conservative. A good tactic, but he lasts for 13.35 seconds. That means Kirk Ewing is the winner. Now, you have, as you said on the show, you are the greatest games player in Britain. What happened? What went wrong?
Well, I think I've been set up fairly badly here today.
Right. And in particular, what reason?
I think having a final game where one player owns the game in the machine and one player isn't in the interests of fair play.
Uh-huh. Okay then, so what you're saying, Dave, is the biggest game of this year. You haven't played much.
It's not released till next year. I'll play it next year when it's released in this country.
Okay, you are a journalist. We can get it on import.
Not a journalist, I'm a marketing manager.
Right, okay then, and you don't have a book coming out about, games or anything like that, no?
About beat 'em ups.
About beat 'em up games. So we're not seeing sour grapes at all here, Dave, is what you're trying to say.
No, we're not. We're seeing somebody just saying he's been set up.
Okay then, and on that bombshell! And on that bombshell! Now, you have, as I said on the show, you are the greatest games player in Britain. What happened? What went wrong?
It's not released till next year. I'll play it next year when it's released in this country.
Okay, you are a journalist. We can get it on import.
Not a journalist. I'm a marketing manager. I think I've been set up fairly badly here today.
Bombshell! And on that...
I think I've been set up fairly badly here today.
And on that...
I think I've been set up fairly badly here today.
Bombshell!
think I've been set up fairly badly here today.
Lovely stuff. And I think a lot of people have been waiting for this big event because, for the most part, Dave Perry is a sort of self-styled, self-absorbed, pompous blowhard that everyone wanted to kick in the teeth. But look, at the risk of getting preachy, here's my view on the matter. Dave Perry is a wanker, but he doesn't really know he's a wanker. Dominic Diamond is a wanker, and he knows he's a wanker, and he's specifically trying his hardest to be the biggest wanker in the room, because being a massive dickhead to people was seen as very cool in the 90s. It was fairly clear to me that Diamond and Perry were largely fine until Series 3 came along. Sure, Diamond probably thought Perry was an atomic level tosser. We all did. Who wouldn't? Look at him. This is just a Perry we've all come to know and accept. I believe the mask slipped, however, after Series 3. With Perry essentially promoted to co-host, it seems to me that Dom came back into Series 4 with Dave Perry specifically marked down as some sort of threat. It probably made it easier to reconcile those feelings and turn them into something with a sneering veneer because, well, it's Dave Perry. Look at him. Listen to him.
Can you do two things at once?
Can I do two things at once? Probably I can, because I seem to be extremely good at everything I do singularly.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
It's from Series 4 onwards, then, that Dave Perry is kind of openly derided. It's very clear that Dom has a distaste for him, and the weirdest thing about it is that Perry seems entirely oblivious to the whole thing. He seems entirely unaware that he is giving off the vibes of an incomprehensible tryhard well dressed as a leather pirate. And he also seems entirely unaware that Diamond apparently wants to stove his head in with a dessert spoon. It's made abundantly clear in Series 4. They don't even sit in the same room together in Series 5. And then by Series 6, it's like everything Dave says or does is specifically designed to make Diamond want to set fire to his own mum. So we come to this episode, and you can see from the off that Perry is in high spirits. The story goes that he had a book or a show or some shite coming out, and he wanted to prove himself to be the best person here. The self-titled games animal. So he asked the guy in charge for the answers to the quiz. Dom found out, because of course he found out, because everyone on set was 3 feet deep inside Dom's colon at this point, and he was furious about it. So we end up at this scenario where Perry throws a massive hissy fit over something that ultimately didn't actually matter until he threw a massive hissy fit, and we have Dom and all of Dom's mates jeering away from the sidelines. And look, I won't make excuses for Dave Perry. I can only imagine hearing a man talk about how great he is for over 5 years would make anyone want to slash his tyres. But you have to sort of reframe this event a little. Let me just take this image on screen here and highlight everyone that was on Dave Perry's side. And now let me highlight everyone on Dom's side. And then just turn the camera around 180 degrees and highlight every other person involved in the show as being firmly behind whatever it is Dom says or does. He was the star. Perry was a blowhard, a self-obsessed pain in the arse, and a misfit whose crimes are co-hosting the show when Dom flounced off, bigging himself up as some sort of games guru, and I guess making the nation sexist. He was just a bit of a wanker, but he never really acted with malice toward anyone, and tragically, he clearly thought he was among friends. This event doesn't necessarily feel like I'm watching a man get fucked over in a game of Mario 64. It makes me feel like I'm watching a man realize he's on his own for the first time. I'll close my point on this. Let's take a look at a few quotes from the GamesMaster oral history. The first from Dave Perry.
I had two options. The first was I smile and I be a good boy and quietly leave the stage. Nobody would have ever talked about it again. The second option, knowing I'd been lied to and bullied for years, was that I didn't let them get away with it.
This next quote from Kirk Ewing.
Dave walks to the end of the church, walks out the door, and as the door is closing, Dominic shouts, "Yeah, see ya, Dave. You made yourself look a white fucking cunt there, didn't you?" Which echoes across the church. Then silence as the door shut, followed by laughter.
And this last quote from Diamond himself.
I was the loveliest, nicest, most supportive and loyal person to my pals. If you were on the other side, I could be the biggest bastard in the world. I was a nightmare. So yeah, I probably shouldn't have been quite so aggressive to Dave afterwards. That said, I wish we'd kept the cameras rolling while Dave left the church. To have me screaming, "You've made yourself look a right fucking there," as he traipsed out. Wow, Now that would have been the blooper reel to end all blooper reels.
Ultimately, Diamond and Perry are two sides of the same coin. They both have fragile egos, they both love to talk themselves up, and they are both trying to occupy the same space in a very small world. You only really need to see a snippet of Diamond's other show, where the guests refused to do anything he said, to get some sort of indication as to how he would have handled a similar situation in Perry's shoes.
Mash and peas, mash and peas.
Mash and peas,
I'm Danny Mash, mash and peas, get knocking.
Hello.
It's good to be back, it's good to be back. Hello, hello. It's good to be back, it's good to be back. Hello, hello.
Nice one.
Good to be back, it's good to be back.
Have a seat.
Hello.
Have a fucking seat.
We know you as well, right?
What's you?
Techno5's Guide to the Future.
Listen, how did
But he was on another show, right? But they sacked him and they got him Dexter and then he came back. He came back because they said because Dexter Fletcher was too expensive, they hired him back.
Right. Very funny. How did you meet?
Don't know.
Right. Any ladies in your life?
Don't know.
Right. Anything you would like to tell us about Spool-Vision?
Not really, no.
It's quite clear that he uses the cutaway segment to plead with these two arseholes, begging them to just play ball.
Okay, right, down here we have, can you stand over there, Don't fuck it up. Turn to me, don't
right.
fuck this
In
up.
that bit, he said don't fuck it up.
Stand
Well,
over
we're
there.
going to now.
I'm sorry, I'm telling you this. Dominic Diamond just turned to me when that thing was flashing and said, don't fuck this up. That's not very nice.
But they won't, of course, because they've decided to play the bigger cunt.
You throw it, don't throw it close to, I'm not joking now. Throw it close to my head again and I'm kicking the shit out of you.
Because it's the 90s, and being a cunt in the 90s is the best thing you can be. How fascinating, though, that Dom looks back at this moment in the GamesMaster book itself, and he is still fucked off with David Walliams because he thought they were friends. It's quite astounding that he doesn't see the parallel himself, no?
I'll have the goodie bag.
That is the end of tonight's Night of Plenty. I'd like to...
What's in it?
I'll just totally
What's in the goodie bag?
Right, that's it for tonight's Night of Plenty. I'd like to thank Eunice very much for being my course tonight. Thank you very much, Eunice. It's been lovely to see you. I would normally thank... Oh, watch your rings.
I've got my finger up on Nick's thumb.
I would thank Mash and Peas, but...
Look, he doesn't even care. Look.
Okay.
It's right up there.
I would thank Mash and Peas, but I'm sure all the viewers agree they have been complete wankers. Thank you very much indeed for watching. Cut you, we'll be back next week, and we'll see you later. Thank you very much. Good night.
Yeah, see you, Dom. You made yourself look a right fucking cunt there, didn't you? Ultimately, I feel sorry for Perry in this situation, and I feel sorry for Dom in this situation, and I don't particularly think either Perry or Diamond are the most pleasant of characters 100% of the time, to put it kindly. But I also don't particularly enjoy watching people get undeservedly fucked over by people who are supposed to be their friends. So I guess just fuck everyone. Now, let's stop being serious and move on and watch more of this shit, presumably either without Perry or with a pre-recorded Perry from Happier Times, where his ego is still in one hole. Well, now that the big event is out of the way, I feel like there's not a lot to look forward to. Apart from that, I guess. The challenge today is a weird one, and there's too much explanation involved, so I'm just going to say that the challenger has to do a thing on some platform games, and there's 3 of them. And because GamesMaster just remembered women exist, here's a woman!
Now, Sarah, you are a bit of a platform game fan. Tell us about some of your platforming feats then that you've done.
Well, I've completed every single one of the Mario Brothers, both of the Donkey Kong, and I just love playing them all, Rayman, everything.
What about your mum and dad? Do they share your passion?
Yeah, everyone in our family loves it.
Did your mum and dad end up in hospital or something because of that?
Yeah, they were playing too much and they had carpal tunnel syndrome in the wrist because they were playing too much.
Is that syndrome I've had for different reasons?
Been a while since we had one of those.
Finally, you said you'd like to see more women on GamesMaster. Why is that?
Definitely, because it's there's so many males on the show. There's a male presenter and everything else.
We hope, we think. Well, what would they do? What would you like to see them doing then on the show?
I'd like to see them sharing your job. you know, preventing as well.
Careful, we all saw what happened to the last person who threatened to take over. Forget all this crap though, it's time to check out the features, and it's some sort of driving game again, followed by fucking Space Jam for fuck's sake.
Cleaning up at the American box office at the moment is Space Jam, Warner Brothers' latest animated extravaganza, featuring Michael Jordan digitally inserted into a cartoon world to help Bugs and Co out with a spot of alien bother.
God, I hate Space Jam, and I presume the game is shite as well. Anyway, here's Creatures, a game I completely forgot existed.
Well, now the nation's gone bonkers for Creatures on the PC, which allows you to nurture your very own virtual captive without the smell. You can hatch your little critter, treat it with love and affection, and you'll be able to sit back and feel smug as your well-balanced progeny frolics happily, learns about its environment, and even plays doctors and nurses with other fluffy mates.
I feel like I spent hours on this and got absolutely nowhere. Truly, it was the Dark Souls of Nintendo likes. Anyway, the girl has to get a certain number of things in a certain number of games. The first is Donkey Kong Country 3, and she does just fine. And the next game is on whatever the fuck Spider is.
And that indicates the weapon that Sarah's currently selected at the moment. It's a flame, as was amply illustrated. Above that is a DNA counter, the amount of triangles she's picked up. She's got 11, we want 30. It's a good start, Kurt.
It's an excellent start. We're seeing some top arachnid action. Now we're down in the sewer where the dark, grimy things live. The little wasp here, the best thing you can do actually is move over.
Seriously, what the fuck is this game? I have no idea this even existed. Always a nice surprise to see something new when you're watching old stuff. But I'm already bored of it, so let's check out the final game, Crash Bandicoot, a hateful little shitbag of a game that we only liked because we had nothing better going on in our lives. Don't at me!
Only pop down when Sarah's collected an apple, so it won't be there for long, so watch very closely. 2 minutes 44 seconds gone. Cut. This is a very tricky platform bit here.
Very tricky indeed. One of the things you might notice there is Crash Bandicoot is using that spinning thing to get rid of the enemies. Now you've got to make sure that you don't do that next to an apple.
Okay, it's a very hard challenge. Oh no, and Sarah has missed the platform there, goes crashing down into that, the great foxhole in the pits of the air, which means the challenge has ended unsuccessfully.
See, once again, Crash Bandicoot was only here to ruin somebody's life.
Sarah, let's talk through the three parts there. We must all say at this point in time, you had played the games, but we deliberately didn't show you the levels that you were playing on in them, so you were up against it. The first one on Donkey Kong Country, maybe about 20 seconds slower than you might have liked to have done it, yeah?
Yeah.
What was the problems there?
Well, it was a tough level, wasn't it? Yeah, and there's barely any bananas about, you know.
That's that thing which often happens in life, and many a terrible wartime drama has been based on that very theory.
Yeah, this lass looks like she's well into her 1920s novelty songs. Regardless, bringing one girl on to represent women and then having her fail isn't doing women any favours, is it? I can hear Dave Perry in the background rubbing his hands together with glee. Let's pretend this girl never existed and move on to some reviews instead, where Ed Lomas is looking well fit in it.
The gameplay isn't as complex as the games like Tekken and Virtua Fighter, and the enemies aren't quite as intelligent as you'd like them to be, so it makes it erring on the side of average.
I agree with Kate. The fighting mode is quite average. The really exciting part is the quest mode. It's very cool. You walk around, you get to fight any enemy that comes in your way, you learn how to jump over things and do different moves, and you get to pick up things if your energy level is low. Overall, it's an average beat 'em up, but with the quest mode, it's definitely worth a purchase. The only downside is that it does run slower than the import version.
Finally, someone has the balls to rate a game lower than 80%, and it just so happens to be two women. Take that, modern society. Next up, it's a collection of old shit.
Williams' Greatest Hits gives you Defender 1 and 2, which are the original classic side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, so you have to shoot the aliens, stop them from capturing and taking away your humans, which isn't really worth mentioning because it's a bit boring. Robotron is a highly enjoyable multi-scrolling shoot-'em-up where you've got to shoot all the robots and not shoot the people.
Sinister is a multi-scrolling shoot-'em-up game.
I've never heard the term multi-scrolling shoot-'em-up before in my life, and two women are now saying it independently of one another. I refuse to accept they didn't just look up this term together.
'em up, shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up, shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em up, 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 shoot 'em up. Shoot 'em up, 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 shoot 'em up.
80% for this collection of retro stuff, which is remarkably high, in my personal opinion, especially for a 35 quid cartridge.
There are various mission objectives where the action takes place either on land or in the water. It's a fun shoot 'em up, but it's also very tough. And you've got a few different viewpoints as well.
In addition, there's a two-player split screen mode where you can work cooperatively against a common enemy or against each other in a head-to-head, and this is just great fun. Overall, Amok is a very tough blaster with a really enjoyable two-player mode. If you've got the guts, then I'd recommend it.
And you can find out more about these games by visiting the GamesMaster internet site.
Okay, well apparently I haven't heard about this game before either, but then it did come out on the Saturn, so that's not on me, is it? 83%, so the girls were just as useless as the boys in the end. Nice to see equality eking out. Next up, Zoe Ball is going to play some motorbike game or other, though I think it's a missed opportunity to not put her on something like Balls on the Mega Drive, which would mean that Zoe Ball plays balls. Even better if they could have brought on Bobby Ball as well, so then we could have balls playing balls. They really fucked this one up. Fucking useless.
Welcome to the show, Zoe. Let's do better. Let's put one on.
Can I just comment on how fantastic you look? Can I have a little stroke?
Yes, you can certainly have a little stroke. How do
We
you
have a
look?
problem here. We've got a BPL.
Right.
With a dress like that, you shouldn't wear any pants.
Okay.
Just a bit of advice.
There is a contractual thing about male channel 4 presenters must wear pants at all times. I also have a visible belly line as well, which I can't do anything about. But I am expecting.
it.
I am with child,
Oh, right.
as they say. Now, let's talk about getting up early in the morning. Because I would find that very difficult. Do you ever have any mishaps about having to get up that time?
Yeah, it is pretty horrible when you cook, because I'm renowned for being late anyway all the time. I'm always late, and a couple of times I overslept. And so you get this phone call saying, where are you? And you have that horrible drive to work where you just feel like you're probably going to be shot or something, then up against the wall.
Well, I think Zoe Ball is up there with one of the most likeable celebrity guests this season. She's not going to beat the two guys who didn't stop laughing for an entire episode, but she is going to go down as being up for a good old chortle. And what more can you ask for?
77th time I've seen you in a dress. Where did you get this particular one?
Well, I actually stole it from a small child, and he wasn't too happy about it either.
I'm sorry, what?
So, best of luck, Zoe. Start your engine. Okay, so we've clad Zoe in red leather for the purpose of this race. You can see her position in the top left-hand corner of the screen. In the top right-hand corner is a map of the track. The little flashing red triangle is where Zoe is on the track. She's up to 4th place already. A good start, Rick.
That's a good start, but these are early doors. These are easy corners. She's going to have a lot of trouble later on. A Ben could do this much.
Okay, then, so she rubbed that corner a little bit, and that's taken her down to 6th place. So we've got a straight here. She can maybe want to take this guy.
So here comes the checkpoint. Here comes the checkpoint. She's got 15 extra seconds there.
Okay, just going into quite a gentle banking left-hander there. Still in 5th, but there's a clutch. A lovely bunch she's got right up in front of her there, Rick.
This is a wide corner.
Oh,
she's
no,
taken it very well.
They've slipped inside her. A couple of men slipped inside Zoe there, and but she's managed to knock one of them off.
Yeah, that's enough of that. Ballsed up. No golden joystick for you. So straight onto our feature, which seems to be the N64 again. God, get over it. This time Dominic just tells us that the N64 can do 4-player games over and over again. Of course, Dom is only interested in the one where you can kick a ball.
Any console worth its salt, though, needs a good football game. And the first contender hoping to steal an early lead is Superstar Soccer from Konami. Essentially a 3D version of their Super Nintendo footy sim, this was probably the most exciting of the new games premiered at the show.
You're telling me people were more excited for yet another football game over Mario 64, Star Wing, Mario Kart and GoldenEye? I call massive sweaty mounds of horseshit. Next episode. Episode 11 starts off as a war scene for some reason, and Dom's excellent throwing arm gets a look in.
Rest assured though, this week we're back and we're harder than ever. Take cover!
Yeah, probably the wrong direction, that. This is all the build-up to a challenge on Street Fighter. I'm gonna be honest, I don't quite see the connection, but who am I, eh? Merely a man, just like these other men. Just a big bunch of men.
Okay, now, we'll start with you, Gary. You work in a restaurant?
No.
If you were a main course, what would it be and why?
Metro.
Why Metro? Fine. Ian?
No.
didn't actually understand one word he said there. It's some kind of youth culture thing there. I don't really know. And finally, John, you're studying A-levels just now?
Yeah.
And what are you studying?
Art, media and business.
And what are you going to do after that?
Go to university,
And
probably.
what are you going to study at university?
Graphic design.
And what are you going to do after that?
I haven't got a clue.
And were the good old days really that good?
Yeah.
What? Let's get over to the news. It's Sonic again. Give it a rest, Sega. He's never going to catch on. Anyway, it's time for more Star Trek.
Intruder alert. No, it's not First Contact. This is in fact Borg, the 2-hour interactive movie released for the PC next March. Filmed on the real Star Trek sets and starring Q from the Next Generation cast, Borg should have Star Trek fans quite literally filling their pants as they mess about trying desperately to save the ship from destruction by the naughty old Borg.
Well, that looked like some hot, unwashed ass. Straight over to the challenge at hand, and it's time to check out Derek's swag.
Now, Derek, you are about the only cool commentator who can compete with me on the fashion stakes. I've always wanted to talk about your cufflinks before. Could you hold them up? I mean, because these are remarkable. I've got a very conservative little gold pair, but Derek's are like from the Tales of the Arabian Nights. Wicked.
Damn, Derek looking like one of those holographic necklaces he used to find on the marketplace in 1998. Absolute fire, apparently. This challenge, though, is not fire. They've done that thing again where they have a 2-player game, but they get people to play it single player, and we're just expected to sit here and watch it like the audience we are. Well, I'm not standing for it. Get it off my screen this instant.
Okay, now, Metro, you do have a slight advantage in that you do work in games design, so you play a lot of games, but then you do have a name like Metro, which I would imagine would hinder you. What do you attribute your success to today? You didn't make the best of starts, but you came through in the end.
Metro.
That's the name of the game.
Yep.
And you opted for a sports casual kind of dress, a lighter, more fluid dress. Did that help?
No.
Because personally, when I play Spyro, I just tend to play it in a pant. The man known as Metro walks up today with the golden GamesMaster joystick.
Metro.
Yeah, so Metro won. That entire fucking thing went on for 10 minutes. What a slog. You should be thankful I saved you from it while you're over there doing a sit-down wee. Let's go straight on to the next challenge. It's Destruction Derby 2, and someone has to stay alive for 2 minutes. That's a decent challenge, right? I mean, they've already done it, but it's fine. I reckon it'll be more fun to watch than an entire casting couch worth of lads just playing Street Fighter by themselves.
Welcome to the show, Deepak. All right. Now, when you're out and about in the street and everything, what do people come up and say to you?
Well, they're not very original, actually.
No, what do they
just
talk
ask
about?
how the wife is, basically.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Did they ever give you any betting tips?
Yeah, it just gets a bit tiring, because it's like, 24 hours a day, that's all you get. So I just say, give me a break. You know?
Yeah. So how is the wife?
Oh, not you as well.
Sorry, I wasn't really listening to that. I was just thinking this guy looks a bit like an Indian version of Ben Chaplin from Game On. So that's nice. Also, Rick Henderson is one hat away from looking like a mobster, which is also nice. And then we get to watch Destruction Derby 2.
Oh, go in the middle for an almighty set! Deepak grabs some air. Damage-wise, in the bottom right-hand corner, you can see some green lights on a rendition of Deepak's car. They will go yellow, then red, then black. The more damage he gets when they're black, if he gets hit in that place, it's all over. He's been going for 17 seconds, and they look all great to me, Rick.
Yeah, they're looking fine, but he's got to avoid getting caught.
Oh, he grabbed some more of that and hit from the front. Now, another car's on his back now, though, so he's not doing as bad as some of the other drivers, Rick.
He's not doing as bad, and there's a big crane that will take some of the other drivers away because he must avoid crashing into disused cars.
Okay, in the top right-hand corner, you can see the number 14. That's how many cars are remaining in the race. It's down to 13 now.
I get the feeling they were expecting this to be a bit more exciting. I know I was, but 50% of the cars have already been wiped out, and this guy should just basically slowly drive around in circles until he wins. It's not exactly Speed 3, is it?
The front's ready, he's on his back. Is the crane going to come in here, Rick? No, it's not. He's magically managed to flip over there.
He's going to have to start reversing, because if he crashes into anything on the front, he's going to die.
He's only got 5 more seconds left to do it. He's reversing. He should take it safe, and then it's been spun again, but I think it's going to be all right. That's the 2 minutes up. Deepak's car, bloodied, but unbound, and technically still working. He completes the challenge.
Make him do it again on 2 PlayStations at the same time. That's the only way to make this more interesting. Let's get to the important bit, reviews. Ed Lomas has lost his boobies, more's the shame. Time to look at another game I've never heard of.
In Trash It, you take your hammer and smash down the hammers. You then use your vacuum cleaner to suck all the hammers, and you go around collecting hammers. With everything you've collected, you can go to the hammer shop and buy one of over 30 new hammers. With the bigger hammers, you can progress further through the hammers. It's nice to see an original game every now and then, but hammers.
£50 for a game that looks like it's built out of twigs. 75% is only surprising because they are desperately trying to keep those percentages up. Unfortunately though, it's Phantasmagoria 2 next.
Now Phantasmagoria 2 has actually got rid of the original 2 characters, got rid of the original plot and introduced a brand new plot.
Hammers.
Now Phantasmagoria 2 has been rated an 18 certificate, and that's because it is so gory, it's unbelievable. If you thought Phantasmagoria, especially the trowel scene, was gory, that's nothing in comparison. The criticisms that the first one actually received have been improved upon immensely. The plot itself isn't just schlock B-movie horror, and it's bloodier than a vampire convention.
Butcher my balls, they really are flying high with these scores. 85% for this old shite, but forget all that because Cool Borders is here and it needs at least 90% or we riot.
When I first saw Cool Borders, I was amazed at the actual quality of graphics. Alpine Surfer, which is an arcade machine, hasn't got as good. This is absolutely superb, and to be honest, it well deserves the phrase radical.
Wait, where's Ed? Also, who the fuck is in charge of writing these titles? You're missing an A, you Egypts. Also, you're missing a good 10% off your score. This is all Rick Henderson's fault. We need to cancel Rick Henderson. First he deletes Ed Lomas's FIFA score, and now he's deleted Ed Lomas out of the Cool Borders review entirely. He's gone rogue. He must be stopped. Episode 12, and this time one of the ladies gets to speak.
How are you, Leanna? You're not too lonely?
No, Dominic, it means I've got you all to myself.
How empowering. Over to the news, we have 2 terrifying games coming out, Resident Evil 2 and,
Animal, released on PC next month, is an adventure game where you control the star of the Pepperami adverts. Pepperami. Play guitar. Get beaten up. And go mad with a liquidizer.
I'm sure it'll be great. Today's challenge involves putting a small boy in a car. I know, but really it's called Tiny Car Kid, and it's about a little kid that they've put in a car.
Hello, Ryan.
Dominic's a real nerd, isn't he?
Ryan.
Yeah, he's pathetic and weird. If I could beat him any day. He's an ugly little goggle-eyed kid, isn't he?
I can't hear him.
Ryan. Eyes, Dominic.
Ryan. Ryan. Hello? Ryan!
Yeah?
Alright, how you doing, Ryan? Alright, mate?
Yeah, I'm fine, Dominic.
Ryan, you're a big fan of mine, yeah?
Yeah, real big.
Okay, Ryan, you're playing Ridge Racer. What are you like at driving games?
I'm quite good, but I'm a bit of a wild hog.
And I hear you think your gran would be good for me.
Yeah, because she likes him young and cheeky.
That's excellent.
Bit odd, but it's nice to see that they're having fun with it.
He's in 13th. He's got to get up to 3rd or higher within the 2 laps. Coming in the first right-hand bend there, Kurt.
Yep, we're just coming out of the Dartmouth Tower here, and he's coming into another hard righter, but he's coping quite well. He's up 10th, he's taken a couple of cars there, so yeah, it's looking good.
I am slightly jealous of this setup, I've got to be honest. I mean, the screens don't exactly look the best quality, but still, the chances of coming across anything this overblown in the wild are slim to none. Skipping ahead though, the kid actually does alright, sneaking his way into 3rd place on the final corner and acting like the precocious little shit he's been told to.
Bit hairy at the end there though, you were in 6th place right up to the final bend.
Yeah, well, I had to really turn to get past them last 2 cars, but I finally got in 3rd position.
Okay, and Teresa, how was your ride?
Oh, very exciting. I think he's definitely going to be the next Damon Hill, a real pro.
Right,
sure.
now, Ryan, did having Teresa sitting next to you, was that a distraction?
No, I could cope with it fine. It was just lovely.
Whatever, over to the reviews, it's whatever the hell Riot is.
Riot is similar to Speedball in that it's a futuristic violent sport. The idea is you pick up the plasma ball, take it to one end of the pitch and charge it up with your team's colour, and then throw it into the giant goal which is floating above the ring. While you're playing, the fans throw on power-ups which you can pick up to give yourself more speed, more health. Punch and half punch and half punch and half punch and half shot, now a shot, now a shot, now a shot, half punch and half punch and half punch and half punch and now a shot, now a shot, now a shot, now a shot. Punch and half punch and half punch and half punch and now a shot, now a shot, now a shot, now a shot, now a punch and half punch, now a punch, now a punch, now a shot, now a shot, now a shot, now a shot, now a shot.
Weirdly, this looks equal parts shit and quite fun. 79% for a game I will never ever play. And it's over to Destruction Derby 2, which I'm gonna guess 85%.
The main difference between this game and the first Destruction Derby is a completely new, real 3D engine. Before, the cars would only ever spin left and right, but now they can flip over backwards, forwards, any way possible. The tracks are now a lot better as well. They're wider for a start, giving you much more room to manoeuvre, and they've got banked corners, jumps, slopes, ramps, everything.
This time, the arenas are huge. You get 4 in total, but the actual first one is fantastic. There is a big lump right in the middle of the arena, and if you hit the lump, you fly hundreds of feet up into the air.
The handling of the actual cars is far better than before, and overall the game's much better and much more fun.
God, I'm good. Now for some Peter Gabriel slander.
Everybody's always known that Peter Gabriel was barking mad and pretentious, but with his new multimedia title Eve, can he add pish to those attributes?
You have bits like a big piece of mud and some fish and some naked people. You move your blue pointer around, when it changes yellow, you press the button. Then you move on to the next screen. Okay, so later on you get to mix some Peter Gabriel music and videos around, but who cares? It's just too mad for me, and I'm a Pink Floyd fan.
I'm not strictly sure this is a game at all. It's more like a multimedia experience completely. But Peter Gabriel is a nutter if he thinks we're all going to buy this. Art, for art's sake, is not good enough. Not on PC CD-ROM.
And you can get further details on Mr. Gabriel's insanity and our other games on the GamesMaster webpage.
Well, I think that's the turkey of the series well and truly plucked. Straight over to the Celebrity Challenge. This time it's on Sonic 3D, which is a shame for everyone involved. Our guest this week is Bear Van Beer, which sounds like something somebody just made up. But no, look, she's a real person.
Brian Adams, what does he smell like?
He smells of rock and roll.
Ah, and
that's all I'm going to say.
That's a smell we need to delve no deeper into.
Okay, well, she's great. More people like this, please. People who actually look happy to be there. Like Dave Perry, for instance. He always looked happy to be there, apart from that time he didn't. Anyway, the question on everyone's lips, how does a bear handle a hedgehog?
They represent 5 bad guys. When Bear kills the bad guys, she releases a flicky. There's a bad guy there. When she does kill him, rather than him banging into her as she's doing it just now, he will then release a flicky called Bear Shot, so I can either go back up, Bear, and get the crocodile.
It's going to be no good her ignoring the bad guys because she's going to have to kill them to get the flickies, and she's got to save 5 flickies, which are, of course, small birds.
Not very well, it seems. Not very well at all.
Okay, just over 40 seconds left. Bear statical fitting already. Basically, she's got 1 flicky attached to her, 2 more flickies are roaming free. Oh no, that's 2 now. And 1 bad guy has still got a flicky up his shit. So she's still got a free 1 flicky and she's got 30 seconds
There goes the
left.
crocodile, top left of the screen. As you say, with the bar at the bottom, if you ever look at them, there are 4 flickies out there, and she's got to kill this one to take another one.
Crocodile Bear!
She's got to just jump on him, just jump up in the air. That's it.
Okay,
go back to the ball. Go back to the bird.
No
Get the
flickies, no
flickies.
rings. Just over 10 seconds left here. Come on, Bear. You can still do it if
Get to
you
the
go
ring.
back in time.
Get to the ring and save the 2 flickies you've got.
5 seconds left. She's got the 2 flickies.
She's going to
But that's
die.
not going to be enough. 2, 1.
flickies.
I will time.
Well, that's got to be the worst performance of the series so far. That being said, it was Sonic 3D, so...
For everyone to hear the word flicky ever again.
You weren't too comfortable with the flickies. There, you only had 3 at the end instead of 5. There, what happened?
I didn't like the flickies, and I didn't like the guy in the sneakers.
I think you find he's called Sonic.
Yeah, that Sonic guy, that hedgehog, yeah, I couldn't identify with him, that was the problem.
Uh-huh.
Well, I don't care how shit she was at a shit Sonic game. She's lovely, and there's nothing you can do about it. Moving over to features, it's whatever the fuck this is.
Every generation has its sex symbols. In the 80s, there was Simon Le Bon. In the 90s, there's me. And for men in the 50s, it was screen goddess Marilyn Monroe. Like most film stars, her career came to an end when she died. But now, fans of the sex siren at the University of Geneva want to change that. Using the latest computer technology, they're creating a virtual version of the actress, which they hope could star in a whole new series of films.
I'm not sure this Stretch Armstrong version of Marilyn Monroe is going to make a good substitute for people who like to wank over dead actresses. Look, they even have an animation where Marilyn's clothes blow off in the wind for some reason, and look how natural she looks in this real situation. Oh, she's gorgeous. So natural. Anyway, that's the end of that one. There's probably another one up next. Oh, yeah, here it is. Episode 13 starts off looking a bit like a cult, but my bigger fear is that Series 6 is actually just turning into the endless tournament that Series 3 morphed into, replete with football crap and Street Fighter nonsense and whatever other smelly shit they can turn into a competition that goes on forever and ever. Before we reveal the truth about all that though, it's news time.
The Japanese are mad.
I mean, what a way to start off a newsreel.
Expert players over there are celebrities adored by millions. The biggest sensations of all are the masters of Japan's most popular game series, Virtua Fighter. Known as Tetsujin, or Iron Men, they have earned their fame by successfully completing the Iron Man initiation rite, in which they take on 100 expert Virtua Fighter players in a row. They have to beat at least 90 of them, a feat achieved without rest or sustenance. Only 5 people have passed this test, and last June the nation came to a standstill as Tetsujin's Bun Bun Maru and Kiyosawa fought on live TV in the final of the GamesMaster Tournament to establish the Ultimate Champion, a title won eventually by Kiyosawa.
It's a bit weird to start off this reel with, God, Japanese people are mental, aren't they? And then the reel is just about a Japanese man who wins a game competition. Which bit was the bit where he got mental? He could have at least shot a few people while working his way up the rankings, maybe strangle a cat or something. Anyway, GamesMaster have brought this man over to the UK to fight a load of kids, sadly just in Virtua Fighters, not in real life. And, oh, hello, who's this?
Well, Dominic, it's been a spectacular day so far. It all started early this morning when Tetsujin arrived.
An interpreter was on hand to help out, and after the usual formalities, it was time for the GamesMaster to lay down the challenge.
It's so weird to have this episode here where Dave Perry is, well, he's almost co-hosting again, right? But obviously this was filmed before the Christmas special because he isn't currently rolling around on the floor sobbing. But look, right, I've been doing even more reading ever since the big event. Yeah, this video might appear to you to be one long stream of consciousness, but there's actually big gaps in my production, and sometimes in those gaps, I do this thing called reading. I don't do it a lot, obviously, I'm not made of eyeballs, but I did some more digging on the whole Perry and Diamond fallout because I know for a fact the comments are going to be all banging on about their own opinions on the matter. That's fine. I disagree with most of you, but that's fine. Don't throw a Perry about it. But listen, I've got some more quotes here, and I think it proves that Diamond was a massive fucking twat at this point in time. But I also think it shows modern day Diamond as a much better person, one with actual contrition. First up then, this quote from Edge magazine in December 2004. Bear in mind that this was 7 entire years after the events that unfolded in front of our eyes.
Kirk Ewing and I logged on to the Games Animal website because we'd heard that he'd mentioned When Games Attack. So we went on as 2 different people and wreaked havoc. But the sad thing was, Dave wrote an email to Kirk saying, "Oh, I was really pleased that you and Dom were on the site, and if you want to join up." And I just thought, well, Dave's created this little world, and if he's happy, good luck to him. I've gone past feeling angry at his attempts to rewrite GamesMaster history in a shockingly inaccurate fashion to feeling intensely sorry for the guy. If that's what makes him happy, with his little fucking pictures of Danny Bear, then he's not harming anyone. Let's just let him be. I mean, as you get older, you realise that to live inside that head is not a nice thing. And I just feel nothing but intense sadness. I don't know. I mean, has he done well? I think he's sucking old men's cocks for pennies myself. Is he married? He works hard. He works hard. And if he's happy, he really has so little to do with my life. And I suspect I probably have far more to do with his.
I mean, I don't think you can describe that as anything less than vitriolic, right? That's pretty fucking horrific, especially to have it there in print as well. But regardless, let's skip ahead another 10 years, this time to 2014, where Ellie Gibson of Eurogamer interviewed Diamond, and his personality here had most definitely shifted.
The way I treated Dave on screen is not something I'm particularly proud of. It was perilously close to bullying. As much as we felt Dave was being a dick with this whole Games Animal thing, and thinking the wheel was square before he got his hands on it, I think we humiliated the guy. Yes, at the time, he was a dick, but geez, no one was a bigger dick during the 90s than me. I made some disgusting comments about Dave. I did an interview with Edge magazine and said the most reprehensible things, unforgivable, nasty things, which he never deserved. I hate the fact I did that.
Having read all of that, and I recommend both interviews by the way, I am in a weird position where I feel even more sorry for Dave Perry, but I actually like Diamond a lot more. At least modern Diamond. It takes a lot to look at your past actions and say, you know what, that wasn't okay and I shouldn't have done that, and feel genuine remorse about it. It might have taken 17 years to get there, but he got there, and that's the important thing. All that being said, I don't see any interviews with Dave Perry where he apologises for wearing a bandana and for being a big wanker, so actually, you know what? Diamond was correct all along. Come on, Dave, sort yourself out, you cunt.
And so up stepped the first of our brave players to the new Virtua Fighter 3 arcade machine, the first Brit ever to take on a Japanese Tetsujin.
Fight 1, ready, go!
The Tetsujin played as ninja character Cage, and the action was swift and brutal.
Okay, so this is basically the same as the Street Fighter tournament in the previous episode, but this time Dave Perry is narrating the entire thing. This whole thing feels like weird B-reel stuff, like it was filmed as a test and then they just decided to use it. Nothing else in this series has had this format. Why is this one specific thing like this? Also, this whole tournament is a load of bollocks anyway. The kids were from Dominic's mum's drama club. There was only about 30 of them, not 100, and none of them were really games players. This takes up half an episode, by the way. Bollocks to it. Let's get some reviews down our necks.
This plays a lot like D did on the Saturn and PlayStation, with the directions moving from one sequence of film to another piece, with the X button being used to activate items on screen. Occasionally there are other characters in the game which you sometimes get to fight, which is quite a bit more exciting, but overall the game's just not funny and it's just not good.
Later on in the game, you actually do get to skydive, ski, dodge bullets, dodge Russians.
Why is Rick Henderson starting to turn into a blonde Riddler? Hold up though, something's going on.
Okay, we interrupt all those reviews there, not because we thought they were particularly appalling, but because the Tetsujin might be in trouble with his 89th challenger, Omar.
I love it when they pretend that things are happening live. Skip to the end of this. The Tetsujin doesn't lose, obviously.
You don't mess with the Tetsujin, but Omar did the best anyone has today, so let's go and have a word with the cheeky little monkey. Okay, right, Omar, you managed to hike him off the roof in that bout, but then it started to go a bit downhill after that. What happened?
Well, I don't know, he just caught me by surprise because I got some moves, you know. I lost.
Right, and you know we quite literally stopped our reviews because we thought you were going to win.
I know.
And you didn't.
And?
How do you feel?
Not in the slightest bit.
You don't?
Okay, well this kid wins the post-game interviews for not giving a single fuck quite rightly. Let's quickly move on to the celebrity challenge. It's Alpine Surfer because they're determined to get every gimmicky arcade machine on the show this series. And our special guest is a Coronation Street woman.
Tracy?
Hello?
Now, Tracy, if Coronation Street is supposed to be such an accurate rendition of life in the North, how come everyone has jobs?
Now, what are you trying to say about it?
Every time I've been there, they've just been kind of like standing around on the street.
No, it's not like that at all.
See, first he came for the Dave Perrys and you didn't speak up because you weren't a wanker. But then he came for me, a Northerner, and by that time there was no Dave Perry left to defend me. I hope you're all happy. Let's watch this woman do snowboarding for a bit.
She goes in the top, in the middle of the screen, you can see the timer counting down. She will get a time extension about halfway down. That little +2 thing meant she was going the correct side of the gates. The arrow will show her the side of the gate to go to, but generally it's the left side of the blue ones, the right side of the right ones. A good start from her, Derek.
That's right. She's using good hip technique there and controlling it, and she's avoiding hitting the fences. It's good, but she's missing some of the gates, which is a bit sad, but...
Boring. What's happening in the fake Virtua Fighter tournament?
What a piece! So this is it, the whole day boils down to this one bout. He's beaten 99. Can the Tetsujin do the turn, or will Britain strike back with one winner of the day? It's the Tetsujin making the early running. I would thought it would have been tired today, but this is nearly perfect.
It's nearly perfect. It looks like he's going to get a perfect one quick thing. Excellent.
Well, I guess that would have been more exciting if I wasn't filled with the knowledge that it's all a load of bollocks.
A masterful display, Mr. Tetsujin. The first thing I want to know is, was there any of our contestants who had Mr. Tetsujin worried?
問題になっちゃったとか心配することってありますか？
100人1から10、まあちょっと動きとか読みづらいだからちょっと負けそうになっちゃった。いやまだまだあと100人200人はいけますよ。100人1から10、まあちょっと動きとか読みづらい。あと100人200人はいけますよ。まあちょっと。
Ah, fantastic.
Next. Episode 14, we're slowly getting there, just scraping the last of it off the shovel. The first challenge is on Die Hard Arcade, which is always a good time, although I'll always remember it as that game I watched some other kids play in the arcade, and when they'd given up because it got too hard, I popped a quid in, punched a man once, and completed the game by accident. I hadn't realised we were on the final boss and the game didn't even loop. Fastest quid I've ever spent. Anyway, this week's challenges are Gary Newman and Victoria Wood.
How long have you been married, you two?
5 years.
Do you argue a lot? Have you ever split up, anything like that?
Only had one problem once, haven't we?
Yeah.
We both trying to give up smoking. It lasted 3 months. We ended up getting so stressed that we split up.
And but you obviously got back together again?
Yeah, we both started smoking and got back together.
That's the most romantic thing I've ever heard.
I assume your position's by the game, then I'll head commentary position words. And Dave, is it true that Die Hard films are based on your own life?
Well, that's something I've always tried to keep a bit of a secret. You've obviously been speaking to Bruce.
Because you as well have worn the same vest for 10 years.
That's very true, yes.
Best of friends. I think I'd like to choose to believe that this was actually filmed after the fallout and everything was forgiven, but that's harder to do when you read an interview in Edge magazine where Dom accuses Perry of sucking off tramps for pennies, so let's just go over to the news instead with a lot of waffle about Tekken 3.
It may look like Tekken 2, it may smell like Tekken 2, but these are in fact world-exclusive pictures of the much-awaited Tekken 3. Still in development and without sound effects, Namco felt hairy enough to invite GamesMaster to their offices a couple of weeks ago to be the first people outside of Japan to preview one of the games of the year. Set 20 years after Tekken 2, it sees the return of 6 of the old crew, who now sport a whole new bunch of tricks. Of course, there are new characters like the beautiful Lin Shaolin and the brutal Ring.
Okay, I'm definitely pronouncing it like that from now on. Let's watch a bit of Die Hard Arcade because it's great, and if you've not played it, well, you maybe ruddy well should.
Level 2, Stage 2. Now, lots of guys in very bad yellow kind of Oasis-like Kagul hooded tops there.
It's like a throwback from the movie Outbreak, isn't it? But what they can do is they've got to watch this hose as well coming from the fire engine, because that'll knock them over and damage them. And there's a gun on the floor, there's a machine gun now that Madeline can pick up. But Tony's been a bit cowardly, he's hanging back with his pistol, and Madeline's in there.
He's letting Madeline take a kick in now.
She's in there taking a kick if she's got a machine gun now. This is payback time.
They're really glossing over the Die Hard Arcade thing. I know they like to do these challenges that go on for the full episode, but they've barely shown any of it so far. Regardless, Celebrity Challenge, and it's on another gimmick machine on everyone's favourite sport, American Rounders.
The challenge is contestants to hit the ball out of the park. 2 contestants will both face 6 pitches. The winner will be the one who hits the ball the biggest total distance.
Please welcome the potential of future English cricket captain plus the bad boy of English cricket, Adam Hollyoak and Phil Tufnell. Thanks for coming on, Phil. Now, you don't play cricket tonight, you're playing baseball. What do you both think about the American version of our Rounders, me and Adam?
Oh, well, it's bat ball games. Can't be too much different to cricket, I suppose.
Phil, what about you? I mean, is it as good as cricket in any way, baseball?
Well, yeah, I mean, I watched a little bit of it, on the telly, and it looks a pretty good game,
My God, I feel like 90% of all sports people are the blandest of banterists. If they're not talking about the sport they specifically play, you might as well be asking them how the weather is. Piss poor crack. Let's get batting.
Okay, so up goes Adam for stroke 1. And that's a good hit right that side.
Get fucked, ball. Get fucked, ball.
He swung at it, that's good enough, man.
Okay, well, this is getting a bit boring now. Although I would just like to point your eyes toward the excellent crowd graphics in this game. Certainly one for the art books. Skip to the end, this guy won. He probably said something boring about it. I don't know. This is another time to note, however, that this baseball segment went on for 9 fucking minutes. Nobody wants to watch baseball for 9 minutes. Get a grip.
Well, whilst you've been away, it's been all action on our Die Hard challenge. These are some key moments from the game. First, we're going to level 2, stage 4. And this is the moment when Madeline loses her first life. She has to use a continue to carry on with the challenge. Of course, both our challenges are allowed to use 2 continues. Here in the fountain, the fighting's going on. And there we go, Madeline's live, flashing at the top. She's got to use a continue. That's it. So Madeline has now used 50% of her allotted energy for the whole challenge.
I feel like I've said it a few times this series, but this must be one of the limpest episodes in terms of entertaining content. I feel like challenging people to just play a game normally isn't really good television making in this day and age, and I'm struggling to remember if it was then. Let's go over to reviews. We've got Skynet, a game that seemed to be collectively ignored while also being fondly remembered by everyone at the same time.
Skynet is a very good game indeed. You basically take the Star Wars influences out of Dark Forces, insert some Terminators, and you've got Skynet. That is basically it. Because the missions are very similar. They're huge and they're very, very complicated. You've got lots of puzzle structure. You've got everything you wanted to do.
In one-player mode, Skynet gets pretty tough later on, meaning it's going to last quite a while. And the new multiplayer mode means it's going to last even longer. It's not the best Doom game available. It's Doom, Quake, Duke Nukem, but it's still very good fun.
Not a bad score, but it didn't beat Dark Forces, which got 95% in Series 4. Don't worry though, Dark Forces is coming out on PlayStation, so we get another review anyway.
We've seen Doom, we've seen Final Doom. Now, Dark Forces is a lot more complicated than those. It's puzzle-based and mission-based, and the missions are huge. You know, each level takes you hours and hours and hours to complete, and you really, really will be perplexed by it. But it is fantastic.
The one thing on the PlayStation version that's not quite as good as the PC is that the graphics are a little bit fuzzy and jerky, so you can't see what's going on all the time. But it's still excellent fun.
And it still beats Skynet anyway, so I feel like I've wasted my own time and enthusiasm. Let's see if Contra can beat, well, anything. I doubt it.
For a start, there are too many enemies on screen at times.
72% for Contra makes it the second worst game of the series so far, just behind Pandemonium. You know what's weird though? 23 games reviewed, an average score of 82%, and yet not a single game has gotten a score in the 90s. What the fuck is going on? It's like they're rubber banding the reviews.
Okay, we can see the boss guy's energy is down on the single bar now, and we're getting quite close to the end of the show actually, so we do hope they still have enough time to finish it off.
Stop pretending it's live.
If we look at the energy bars, Madeline's one's really, really low, but she's making a bit of a comeback now, Dave.
Yeah, she's got the rod, she's making the most of it, but Tony's kicked it out of her hands.
She's down now, she's nearly down, we're running out of time, come on!
She's trying to catch
Tony
it,
just finished her off, otherwise we're going to be off the air, that's it! He's done it, Tony's won a fantastic achievement, go to joystick please. Well done, Tony, right through Diane, in the space of one show, on next week's show.
This is a service announcement. David Games Animal Perry is currently leaving the station. There will be no replacement service. We hope you enjoyed your journey with us today. Please remember to take all of your bandanas with you. Thank you.
And keeping me warm and toasty in the pulpit is GamesMaster's resident boffin, Dave Perry. Dave, welcome.
Hi, Dominic. When you're jumping on top of the bad guys, you've got to remember to pull down on the joystick so it disappears inside his armour. Well, they've only got one ball each, so there are two ways they can play it. They can either go for all the big bonuses and hope to blow the others away, or just go for the simple points and hope that the others make mistakes. You got bullets in your gun, and don't kill the civilians.
Right, so don't kill no citizens.
Dave, I've been thinking, looking at you with a bandana, you look a bit like one of those Japanese kamikaze pilots. Dave. 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 Dave.
Don't kill the civilians.
Now you have, as I said on the show, you are the greatest games player in Britain. What happened? What went wrong?
Well, I think I've been set up fairly badly here today.
Episode 15, and Dom is hypnotizing ladies with a banana? It's the 90s, get over it. Today's first challenge is on, oh my fucking god, it's the Sonic fighting game. I think we've hit rock bottom. We're done. We're life supporting this shit.
Okay, all 6 of our contestants for this are West Ham fans, so if they've got a Ham game tonight, that's Ham. Please welcome the Ham.
Okay, I wasn't really concentrating, and now there's hundreds of kids turning up to play this god-awful game. I could go back and rewatch what the GamesMaster said, but I can almost guarantee it's just another fucking tournament no one asked for.
I'm Lewis, this is Craig, and this is Dean. We all support West Ham. Craig likes food. And Dean likes his girl in his class called Grace Wallace.
Do you? What's nice? What do you like about Grace?
Nothing.
Nothing. It's just one of those loves like that. It just comes inside your head and you can't really explain it. Would you like to go out on a date with Grace?
No.
No, you wouldn't. You don't like her at all.
Yeah,
No.
but just wouldn't want a guy.
Well, that was very wholesome. I feel like we've been transported back to Series 1 again. Anyway, enough of that. News time, and it's driving again, because everything is just driving or fighting or football at this point, isn't it?
But more importantly, it's the first title since Virtua Fighter 3 to feature Sega's Model 3 technology. Look out for it in arcades later on in the year, although Sega have assured us they'll be giving it a new name for its British release, just as well, really.
Whatever. Mars Attacks is also coming out, which, you know what, I'm quite astonished no one actually made a game of that. Get on with it, games people. Anyway, back over to the challenge. We have to watch at least one round of this stupid shit. Let's see how bad it gets.
Okay, throughout the challenge, the McCormacks will be playing as Sonic on the left, the Gordons will be playing as Tails. He's the orange guy, Sonic is the blue guy. It's Lewis against Daniel. At the top of the screen, you can see the energy bars for each character. And a great, fantastic, fast kicking start by Tails there. That's the Gordons. They're making a good start, Kirk.
Oh my fucking... I can't even get through one round. It's absolute arse parsnips.
It's low, that's the Gordons, but it's very low. The McCormacks moving for victory. And they've done it! And the fifth final bout ends. Young Craig McCormack seals it.
Yes!
Okay, guys, come over here. Okay, come in.
Alright, Kirk, what the fuck was that? This is the first time I've ever seen anyone still there when the interviews start. Do they all do this weird hand gesture off camera before they leave? Have we just seen behind the Iron Curtain? Or is this just how Kirk Ewing greets people? I've got a lot of questions.
What were your tactics then in that fight of yours?
I just do my normal thing.
Okay then, thank you very much indeed.
Time for reviews. First up, it's Jet Moto, and it looks fucking horrid.
One special feature is the magnetic grapple.
You can't start your review with one special feature. You haven't told us about the normal features. Come on, Ed. This is very sloppy work for a professional.
Firstly, it's got split screen mode. Now, we haven't seen an awful lot of that even on the best of the driving games like Wipeout 2097. And the graphics are incredibly well defined. It's an awesome game, and I'm telling you, it's going to be the next biggest PlayStation release.
Rick Henderson's hype train has officially derailed, I think. 84% for this shite, which, come on, the scores for this series are just absolutely bizarre. I can't think of a less reliable source of game reviews, and I've watched all of Bad Influence. Twisted Metal 2's next.
Twisted Metal Tour is the sequel to Twisted Metal. Very, very similar in that you pick a ridiculous car with very, very big weapons and you drive around one of the interesting scenarios, destroying your opponent.
Yes, I'm afraid it is a little tad boring.
Quite surprised with that score, but also quite happy with it, as I always thought Twisted Metal was wank, and now I feel vindicated. Celebrity Challenge time. The game is Blast Corps, and the guest is Paul One Buck a Year McKenna.
Mr. McKenna, I'm sure we have a lot of people watching themselves would like to be hypnotists. How do you become a hypnotist?
Well, the way I did it was went and found one of those dusty old books, you know, the leather-bound types, opened it, read all the old ancient secrets and just went out and practiced it.
Just let them two waffle on. I'd like to know what your favourite Paul McKenna book is down in the comments. Initially, for me, it was going to be Instant Confidence, but then I remembered he followed that up 4 years later with I Can Make You Confident, which was a lot better. But then I remembered I much preferred his earlier book, Supreme Self-Confidence, and I was just going to declare that as the best until I remembered the absolute page-turner that is Hypnotic Gastric Band, and I knew I'd found my winner. It's an absolute classic. Anyway, let's watch the brain bender smash some shit up in a game.
Right, he's in a train just now. Why, Rick?
That was just a vessel, like the Dollars Light Railway to Buggiesville. Okay. He's now got to get into the buggy, and as soon as he's in the buggy, he can start driving round to the buildings to blow them up.
Okay, he was wearing a very nice pair of green pants there, the wee guy, worth pointing out. Okay, he's in the buggy now, Rick.
Yeah, the buggy, he's taken the short route, the shortest route under the bridge. He now has...
Someone needs to hypnotise this guy into holding an N64 joystick properly. You know what I mean? You look like you're teasing a dog's nipple, Paul. It's disgusting.
Okay, we're getting a collision imminent thing. I think so. I think he might have just got that. No collision imminent, it's still there. We can't see his troop carrier, but we reckon it could be just about to bang into something. He's got that huge big...
There's a pylon behind him, a pylon behind him.
He's going to get that.
That's gone.
Crash. He had got the object out of the way, but he smashed right into.
Well, I think you relish that word failed just a little too much, Dominic.
It does trip more easily off the tongue than triumph, Mr. McKenna. Basically, you drove your car into your own troop carrier. Now, that basically makes it one of the most appalling displays of gameplay I've ever seen on the show.
You think it was that bad?
I thought it was absolutely atrocious.
You sure?
I have never seen a display of games playing worse than that. It was so brilliant.
Thank you.
You coped with it admirably. I mean, was it difficult for you at all? You seemed to breeze through it.
Yeah, just, you know, natural talent.
Well, you know what? I quite like Paul McKenna. He really put a smile on my face. That being said, I have just finished reading his novel, I Can Make You Happy, so maybe it's that. Moving on, Dom's on a free holiday again.
We're in Los Angeles at the Jurassic Park ride, technically the most advanced ride in the history of the world. Oh yes, if you want top theme park action, you've got to come to Universal Studios, especially if Channel 4 are paying for you. Okay, so Phil, take us through step by step how you go about building a ride like this.
Well, it really begins first and foremost with the story we want to tell. We figure out what the experiences we want to create, and then we start taking that step by step. What are the things that we could do that would make that happen?
This smells like learning to me.
So obviously you've got to test these things to make sure they're safe and everything like that. Is that where the computers come in? I mean, do you kind of have to test it out like that first of all?
We use computer simulation for all kinds of things, both safety, basic engineering things.
Yeah, this is definitely learning. I don't trust it. Let's skip to a bit where Dom makes a prick of himself.
Well, I was a little bit wrong there. I am soaking wet.
Glorious. Next episode. Episode 16, and apparently we're going to play an incredibly slow fighter jet game on what is probably an incredibly slow internet speed. And look, I don't want to stereotype, but if ever you were going to have a contestant on GamesMaster who looked like he played slow fighter jet games over the slow internet, I mean, it was always going to be this guy, wasn't it?
Robert, is it Robert, Rob, Bob, Rab, Bert, Cynthia, what do I call you?
Rob.
Rob is fine, we're happy with Rob. Okay, now I believe that you quite fancy that Gillian Anderson from the X-Files?
Oh yeah, very much so.
Yeah, you think she's a very nice lady?
Yeah, very nice.
Well, it's funny because as I left her this morning doing my hoovering and washing up, she said she quite fancied you as well.
Dom is literally just one Bugatti away from Andrew Tate at this point. Anyway, in terms of competition, we've got this guy and this guy and this guy. They're not in the studio because they're doing an internet thing, which I'm sure you'll agree is very exciting. Over to the news, it's Turok and then it's Dante's Peak, and I'm starting to think these new segments have just fallen into here's a game that's coming out, and here's a film that's coming out, and now here's another game that's coming out, and that other game is Pod, which, to be honest, you forgot even existed until I just mentioned it. Let's check out some internet shit.
Right, yeah. Well, Wireplay is one of the only safe ways you can invite strangers into your house without having to lock up the family jewellery. So quite basically, he's got 3 men on his tail. He's going to have to reserve his missiles. They're gunning for him. He's on his own.
Best of luck to all 4 of our competitors, especially Rob, because he is one of our own, I like to think. Okay, Rob, off you go.
Look, I'm just going to declare this before we even start. This is going to be awful. Some truly unwatchable bollocks. Let's find out if I'm right.
That's what he wants to try and lock on to the other players. And there's Bonehead, in fact, is going to try and get his sight on Bonehead there. And hopefully let loose a couple of missiles. He's doing all right, though, Rick. He's slowly getting that target on.
Bonehead's quite a fair distance away, so strafing him with machine guns would be a bad idea.
Oh, no, he's locked on. We switched to an external view there. You can see the 2 missiles, and Bonehead's dodged them. Bonehead goes in a very sharp climb there, Rick. A very good tactic.
I don't think I've been more correct in my entire life. Skip to the end.
Was there ever any point you were worried during that at all?
Definitely not. They were all weird. I just outclassed them totally.
I'm sorry, they were all weird. What a bizarre and appropriate insult. Reviews time, it's Soul Edge, another fighting game, because why the fuck not?
Soul Blade is a conversion of Namco's Soul Edge arcade machine. From the start of the game, you notice they've added new things, beginning with one of the best intro sequences you've ever seen. It's also got the same graphics, incredible for a home system, and all 11 characters.
The Edge Masters mode is basically a quest mode, but it's fantastic, because what happens is you take your character and you have to walk through a map, meeting other characters on the way. When you vanquish them, you actually get a new weapon to use. And when you've actually collected your weapons, you can go back into the fighting mode and actually use them. You can use them against all the other characters, and that makes each character completely and utterly unique with new fighting styles. And that is superb. It makes the arcade machine look like nothing.
Yeah, 88% seems about right, but God forbid if you're not interested in fighters or driving games in the late 90s. If you don't like those, I guess you're just left with this.
Everyone knows Eddie, Iron Maiden's zombie mascot, and in this game he's the bad guy. You've got to travel through time, through different planets, finding pods to make yourself powerful enough to find Eddie in hyperspace and defeat him. The idea of Melt's certainly an interesting one, giving yourself a set time limit in which to complete the game and having to really hunt around for things. Unfortunately, I prefer my games to have a bit more action and be a bit more fun than this.
I'm not sure how this even got 55%, to be honest. I'd sooner play some Peter Gabriel multimedia than this shite. Celebrity Challenge time and it's Wave Race 64, which is fine enough, but my excitement levels are in the bin. That being said, today's guests are the Brotherhood, who I forgot existed, so I just spent the last 20 minutes listening to the Brotherhood.
There's not a lot of stuff rap about clothing, like about pants. No one didn't rap about pants or anything. I mean, that's everyday living.
Yeah, or we could do something for you, you know? A little pants rap for you, you know?
I can do a pants rap.
Go on then, hit us with a little verse.
Yeah, a little pants rap, pants okay,
Okay, you know what time it is.
I can do a pants rap.
Go on then, hit us with a little verse.
Yeah, a little pants rap, pants okay, I'm the MC Dominic, my pants are too tight. They itch and they scratch, keep me up all night. Want to get rid of these pants, but they won't give up without a fight. If I get a looser pant, then I'll feel alright. I'm the MC Dominic, my pants are too tight. They itch and they scratch, keep me up all night. Want to get rid of these pants, but they won't give up without a fight. If I get a looser pant, then I'll feel alright.
I don't really have anything to add to this other than, isn't Wave Race 64 good? We don't need to watch any more of it, though. Especially as it goes on for a solid 5 minutes. I'm not made of clocks.
Charlotte, what were you? Interesting tactics you were using, especially in the first round?
Well, you know, I'm not too good with rings, so, you know, I just forget the rings and just go for the jumps.
I still find it bizarre that they drop in a laugh track, because they do it so sparingly. It's as though a band of roving audience members has just made their way into the studio to see this interview with the Brotherhood, had a good laugh at that one joke, and then immediately left, perhaps wandering into the Tomorrow's World studio to ooh and ah over a double-sided CD-ROM. Let's see where Dom's been sent this week.
This week, I'm being ironic in Venice Beach, California, home of Digital Domain. They've done the effects in the Terminator 2 3D attraction in Florida, the effects in films like Interview with a Vampire, Apollo 13, and James Cameron's forthcoming Titanic. But more importantly, they have done the most fantastic piece of software ever, Barbie Fashion Designer.
Okay, where the fuck is this feature going?
It's the first ever best-selling CD-ROM for girls and became the US equivalent of the Buzz Lightyear toy last Christmas, with supply far exceeding demand.
Really? It was that popular? I had zero idea. This might be the biggest revelation the GamesMaster has ever presented to me. However, this also feels like learning again. It's all getting very Z right.
A 4-year-old daughter of one of the vice presidents came up with the idea originally. Her name is E.J. Rifkin. She's now 8 or 9 years old. It was about 4 years ago.
So did the kid get a cut?
Hopefully she's getting a cut of her allowance went up and getting a cut of daddy's paycheck. Girls use their imagination.
Bored. Next episode. The penultimate episode, and while Dom takes part in a school disco, we can all finally get excited again because it's Pilot Wings 64! The best N64 game, and anyone who thinks otherwise is a smelly dog's willy. There, I said it. Now, this challenge has a load of pilots playing it, but there's only 3 of them, not 64, which I think is an opportunity sadly missed.
Right, Jess, tell us how, now you do a lot of instructing. Is that kind of like a school? Are you like the teacher then, and did they like take the mickey out of you, the pupils?
We have a good working relationship. It's like being at a school. Bit of a laugh.
That's good. That's good. And what's it going to be like going back to base if you don't do this challenge?
These may be the most sensible stones that Dom has ever tried to bleed. Unsuccessfully, I might add. Over in the news, there's another driving game, this time with just 2 wheels. And then we've got Unreal.
Making full use of the new MMX chip, Unreal sports the kind of graphics that make Quake look like it's running on the Game Boy.
I don't quite think it does, but whatever. We also have an unfortunate venture into 3D for Street Fighter, which they will never ever try again. Fuck all this off, though. There's pilot wings afoot.
Kirk Ewing has been my co-pilot for this particular challenge, which is why I've put my arm like that in a kind of pilot-co-pilot manner. Now, Kirk, you are from Viz?
Yes, I am from Viz, but today I'd actually prefer to be known by my codename, which is Purple Monkey.
Okay, that's Kirk's call sign today, and I'm going to be Choke Chicken.
These are getting really sporadic now. I feel like he's fully committed to the bit in some episodes, and then he just forgets there ever was a bit for multiple episodes in a row. I mean, he's watching a group of army lads playing a game where they have to enter as many rings as possible, and not once does he try to make that sound sexual. It's wide open, Dom! Just like their rings!
Right one there, he's going to go for the bonus ring! He's through the bonus ring, that's 9 rings, but he's going to have an extra 5 seconds that his teammates can be helped out. He's going to go for another one! That's it, stop the clock, that's the 10 ring there! Okay, this is the cannon. He can move the cannon up and down, left and right to try and get the trajectory. The power indicator on the left-hand side of the screen, that's low, and it's going to shoot right up to high there. Wonderful. He's fired it. Let's see where it's going. This looks good!
I've got to be honest, if these lads who are responsible for defending the country couldn't fly a plane through some rings or shoot a gigantic target on the side of a hill, I'd be a little concerned.
That's 7 now.
Over the power factory.
3 more, that's 2 more now. That's his 8th one. 35 seconds left to go. He's only got 2 blues. This is looking good.
Oh, he's a bit of danger over there by the mountainside. He wants to avoid that, absolutely. But here, now.
Is that one going to go? No, he missed that one. He's missed twice. Oh no, he got one there. He's got 1 more to go, but he's only got 18 seconds left. He's firing. That's it. He done it. It was just out.
Look, what did I tell you? Every single fucking time they put pilot wings on, it becomes 10 times more exciting than anything else. That was golden television right there. If they just turned the entire thing into a pilot wing show, it'd still be on TV today.
3 parts of your challenge in order there. Millsy, you started off. You finished 2 seconds under the split time, gained the team 2 seconds. Talk us through it.
Yeah, unfortunately, it wasn't the fastest run in the world, so...
And then we went on to Jez with the bullseye. What can I say? First time, you gained a further 16 seconds for the team there. Were you nervous at all?
I don't think I've ever seen so much pressure, actually. Choke Chicken, a little bit.
So how does that compare to flying a tornado then? Was it?
About the same, a little bit.
Celebrity challenge time, and of course, it's a racing game. It's 50-50 between that and a fighting game at this point in time. And today's guests are,
At last, it's good to have a band on who I don't want to suffer horribly in a plane crash. Please welcome Martin Rossiter and Steve Mason from Gene.
Okay, it's been a while since a band has come on who I don't recognise in the slightest, and well, this is certainly one of them. And as someone who listens to a lot of music, I find it a bit bizarre that they've completely passed me by. I've just gone and listened to 10 songs by them, and I haven't heard a single one, even though they line up pretty perfectly with everything I would have been listening to in the 90s. I've no idea why I've never heard of them, but coincidentally, they've just finished doing a reunion tour. I'm starting to think that they never previously existed, and it's only through our collective rewatching of this specific episode of GamesMaster that we've unleashed this multi-dimensional time-travelling band on the world. Or at least that's my theory, anyway. You think what you want to think, but I've done my research. Anyway, time for some cars.
And they're off. And if we begin with Steve Mason's screen here, you can see the car in front of him with the flashing initials. That's Martin. Martin's made a great start there. He is quite literally in the lead, and Steve is banging into the hoardings, Kurt.
Yeah, he seems to be a bit random here. He's sliding all over the place.
But hang on, he's overtaken Martin. No, but Martin brings it back. It's touring of Brody and Martin Ross are still in the lead. We'll still stick on Steve just now there.
Okay, so I think if we're going to have a tier list on challenges, with pilot wings being right at the top, obviously, then I think head-to-head racing games probably fare somewhere just above the middle ground. It's really dependent on whether or not someone flips their car onto its roof or not. Sadly, neither of these did, so I'm bored.
The Martin's going for the outside treat. Give Steve a nod, Johnny overtakes him. We're coming to the final straight here. Martin Russell in the lead because Steve's coming. We can see Martin's going to close it to the right. Congratulations, Steve.
So it goes.
Now, Martin, that was quite an aggressive race from you at times. What were some of the tactics that you were employing there?
Well, it was simply to convince the world that I'm not the work-shy fop that they think I am.
How does that compare to other driving games then that you've played?
Well, I'm a Daytona addict. I've been able to sort of go up to Oxford Street and piling pound coin after pound coin. And it's good. It is good.
You know, if they hadn't told me that this was a band, there's a 50-50 chance I'd have been able to guess they were Britpop adjacent just based on this guy alone. This guy looks like he could be the Regional Synergy Integration Manager of Global Technical Alliance Incorporated. But this guy, well, he could have only ever been in a Britpop band, or maybe taken the tickets for the waltzers at the fairground. Either way, this guy stands out. Moving on, Dom goes to Japan and asks a man at Sega if he pulls mad birds, and that's basically all he does. He literally goes to Japan specifically for this purpose. Final episode.
We are sorry to report that the number of complaints for this series has risen to an all-time high. Dominic is still making jokes deemed too offensive and controversial for this time slot. Well, I'm quite surprised, to tell you the truth. I don't think we've ever said or done anything remotely dodgy on this show, but I'm willing to admit if I'm wrong. So, for the whole of this show, we're going to have an offense-ometer.
Are you actually fucking kidding me? They've stolen my bit! I mean, I've accidentally stolen their bit, but I started doing it first in my timeline. Right, well, this can get in the fucking bin, can't it? I'm outraged! Straight over to the first challenge, it's Time Crisis. A great game, but is it a great game to watch? I'm not sure it is.
Now, Tony, let's talk about Time Crisis. How much do you play the game then on average?
I would think maybe, in terms of money, maybe £20 per week.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you go around a lot of different arcades, do you? And what's the kind of plan? To leave your initials as the high score on each one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, do you get the top scores on most of the machines?
Most of them, but occasionally I run into troubles with one good player in particular.
What does he go by?
Yes, his initial is XXX, and I'm finding quite hard to beat his record.
He's the one guy. There's only one guy you got difficult with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, now, I suppose if we were some kind of like really cheesy kind of show like Cilla Black, surprise, surprise, this is where we'd say, right, we've spent lots and lots of money tracking him down, and let's bring on Mr. Triple X. That'd be quite funny, wouldn't it? Yeah. Hysterical, wouldn't it? Prepare to be hystericized then, Tony Long, because we have found him. Here is your nemesis.
Okay, so is this actually the guy, or have they just made this shit up? I just don't know anymore, and I shouldn't care, but I do. Over in the news, the N64's getting a feature again. It's only 2 days away from release, which is unfortunate timing for GamesMaster, really, isn't it? We're literally about to end the show, and a new console comes out in 2 fucking days.
And demand is quite literally outstripping supply. The 3 launch titles are the excellent Pilot Wings, the disappointingly clumsy Shadows of the Empire, and of course Mario 64, quite possibly the greatest video game ever.
It's weird because I've never heard Don wax lyrical about anything other than football games, so I wonder what it is about Mario 64 that he likes so much. It's a real head scratcher.
What's the kind of best general tip you give the guys?
Well, they have to go for accuracy and the ability to predict where the enemy's coming from.
Is it prediction, though? Surely it's memorization, not prediction. Come on, Derek, you've been doing this longer than me. At least get your commentary right. Regardless, I think I was right. This isn't particularly interesting to watch, is it? It's a bit like watching someone quickly point at things in a movie they've watched 400 times before. Let's check out the second guy, at least.
Off you go. Okay, off goes Mr. Triple X immediately behind the bar there. We're not going to see his time until he's finished the very first part of this stage. But again, took them all out without needing one reload there, Derek.
Okay, well that was pretty fucking impressive. Maybe I'm entirely wrong and Time Crisis is very, very entertaining to watch. I mean, look at that finger action.
He could do. Well, he's put away the red characters. The red characters shoot very accurately.
They're the ones that serve tricky.
That's right.
Okay, then we can look at the time there. Again, he's gone down about 0.2 of a second slower there, but still over a second ahead on the split times. 1.3.7 we're looking at the end of the level. This is a tricky bit again for timing, Derek.
Okay, no, I was right the first time. I'm bored now. Triple X wins. Straight over to the last of our reviews. And is this going to be the first game to get over 90%?
All the other characters are back. The tracks, there are loads of them. There's 20 in all, including the 4 battle modes. It's got pickups, bonuses,
4-player mode is the feature that everyone's been looking forward to the most. You get to race around in versus mode on all of the tracks again, like in the first Mario Kart. You can carry big long lines of bananas or a string of shells around with you, then fire them off when you feel like it. Unfortunately, the coins from the first game have gone, which used to pick up to make you go faster. The 1-player mode occasionally gets boring and annoying with computer opponents that will catch you no matter what power-ups you use or how well you drive. If we'd never seen Super Nintendo Mario Kart, we'd think this was a very good driving game. But as it is, it's just not as good as the original Super Mario Kart. It's just not as good as we'd hoped.
Well, shit my britches. I actually agree with them as well, more's the point. Miracles never cease, and if Turok gets 90% or over, that will be a fucking miracle.
It's got 8 huge levels, and there are warps on each level so that you can sort of like get from one point on the level to the other point, because they are gigantic. Apart from the bow and arrow, the other weapons are like the grenade launcher, the quad rocket launcher, the particle accelerator, which you actually have to charge up for a few seconds before you can fire it off. But then, of course, there's the fusion cannon. Now, this is awesome.
You've got raptors, you've got triceratops, you've got natives, you've got hunters, you've got some underwater creatures. The special effects are some of the best we've ever seen, including the rest of the Nintendo 64 games. Some of the best graphics around. And overall, it's a really, really good game.
Wait, what the actual fuck? Turok, of all things, is the only game to get a 90% score this series. Well, I would not have taken that bet, but I would have taken a bet on this next one. What's the one gimmicky arcade game we've not had yet? Come on. You know it. I know it. We all know it. It's fucking Prop Cycle, innit? Surely this rounds off every single gimmick now. There's nowhere else to go for Series 7. They've done everything. This is it. This is the end of video gaming. And here's Michael Fish.
We're very big on fashion on this show. Now, you've got...
Are you?
Yeah, well, I was hoping you could give me an assessment of my outfit then.
Well, it's cheap in a way. Not cheap and nasty, but cheap because you don't have to wear ties. And I spend a fortune buying ties all the time, you see.
I know for a fact that Dom just lost 12% of his vitality from that comment. Michael Fish just burned Dominic Diamond harder than anyone else on this show, and he didn't even mean to do it.
Mr. Fish has to get 2,000 points worth of burst balloons before the time runs out. Best of luck, sir. Your time starts now. Okay, so off goes Mr. Michael Furious Fish in the top left-hand corner. You can see his timer counting down on the time. That is the first 50-point balloon he's got. He's missed the second one. The points of the balloons will go up the further he gets through the course.
I suspect he's not going to get his 2,000 points just based on this initial performance alone. However, in the absence of Pilot Wings, I'm happy to take this as a substitute. So shut up, we're watching it.
Around like a mad flying
He's only got 9 seconds left. He wants to get some kind of like balloon to extend his time, otherwise he's not going to do it. The time's sticking out. 3, 2, 13, 15. Oh no, he's got a time thing. He's got a time thing. He's back on 12. He's in a cabin, Kirk.
He's in a cabin. There's another time balloon here. So if he picks this one up, yep, he's got another few seconds added onto the score. That's a good bonus for him.
It's quite literally the secret cavern of extra time. Ooh. Okay, 7 seconds left though. He still needs to get more time. I can't see him doing this. He's got some more time. That's another one. But he needs to get another 650 points. But in a big, massive balloon. 1,350 meters. Another 650 points. He's got 4 seconds left. I don't think he's going to do it. He's going to win.
Well, my assessment was correct. Michael Fish was rubbish, but that was an incredible watch. Let's check out Dom's final journey. This time he's in Florida looking at birds. Here he is talking to a woman while also looking like he borrowed his dad's jacket.
So, Rihanna Rouge, what's it all about?
Oh, well, it's about the making of a superhero. She starts out as a really downtrodden, abused secretary with no self-esteem, and through the player's choices, she eventually ends up as a superhero.
Right. Gillian is very much the driving force of the company and is well versed in the intricacies of game production. Each section of the game was meticulously storyboarded before Gillian and her pals upped sticks to shoot the live action material in a studio in Los Angeles.
I should point out that this game does actually exist. If you're anything like me, you probably wondered if this was cancelled 3 seconds after appearing on GamesMaster, but nope, it definitely came out, and the highest score it got was 35%, so I don't think we missed too much.
Indeed, Gillian's no slouch when it comes to giving the public what it wants. No doubt when Rihanna Rouge hits the shelves later this year, Gillian Bonner will be not only beautiful and intelligent, but wealthy too. No wonder I took a few precautions to make sure my stay didn't end too soon.
Well, that's it, and Gillian's very kindly offered to give me a lift to the airport.
Looks like it won't start.
Oh no.
guess you'll have to stay.
Dom might be staying, but we are most definitely leaving. So look, that's the end of Series 6, and for obvious reasons, it's a series that everyone remembers. Mainly because Dave Perry threw his golden joystick out of the pram. But outside of that, to me, everything felt bizarrely stale, and in a world where gaming is running through an exciting new revolution, that's a bit weird. Series 1 had the novelty value, and in Series 2 it was clear that everyone involved with the show was a lot more comfortable with what they were doing. Series 3 happened. In Series 4 there was a definite tonal shift. Some preferred the more acerbic tone, but personally I just felt it was a tad forced. Less sarcastic and more mean-spirited in a way that felt like it was desperately trying to project confidence, but largely just felt like a prick being a dickhead to everyone. Series 5 turned up and, well, things felt like they'd evolved. Dom was being funny without over-egging it. They experimented more with the challenges. Dave Perry was put on reviews, which gave us the dual bonus of not seeing his face as much, while also having someone who at least played games on the scoring side. And then we get to Series 6, and, well, it's just kind of Series 4 again. It's just Series 4 again, but this time Dave Perry cried. And I guess that feels more disappointing, not because this series is bad, it isn't, but because it's perhaps the first time that things felt like it was just more of the same. If the Dave Perry incident hadn't occurred, would this series even be remembered that fondly? I'm not so sure. Anyway, it goes here on the list. Not bad, not great, a mixed bag of yes please, more of that, and oh god no, please get away, I'm done. And I am done. So until next time, joystick wagglers, I'll leave you with Dom's final words.
I'm sorry, I mean I feel kind of quite responsible for all this. So I guess I'd just like to say, well, apologise really to all the old people who feel I've made terrible jokes at their expense. To all the parents who felt to be corrupted or tainted their children in any way, I personally would just like to say,
well, I think I've been set up fairly badly here today.